You wouldn't forget. It's cold on the mountain tonight. Yes, it's cold on the mountain tonight. And we need someone to save us. We need someone who's ready for a fight. Onward through the blizzard they do ride. Onward through the blizzard they do ride. With bread and butter and faithful hounds beside. The faithful folks of 10 towns they defend, and the rotten folks of 10 towns they offend. With flaming sword and staff and dart they'll pierce the veil, strike at the heart of the rill. Forces they do not know they are heard. Our forces they do not know they are watched. All the lonesome cry of forgotten beasts will save us all or be a feast for winter. Okay. Yeah, that's a good starting place. Rough draft, Everybody's a Mimic theme song, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Take one. You wouldn't forget. It's cold on the mountain tonight. Yes, it's cold.
And hello everybody. Welcome to another session of Everybody's a Mimic.
Hello, boy.
Hello. My name is Corey. I am your dungeon master, and I am joined together by hopefully all of our players, but at this time we're going to start with 3. First up to the block is Bitte Yetimated Thun Karaga, played by
Carson. He's slinging darts and ripping farts.
Jesus. That's a good metric for starting today's session.
Bitte. I'm pretty sure Rosemary already explained at the end of last session, the digestive tract issues you're going to have by just eating rocks in order to get more than your 30 pounds allotted out of the mine. But it seems you did not heed those warnings then, huh?
Nope.
No. Next up is Del Nadre, played by?
Del Nadre is me, and I am him.
And your name?
But okay, I'm played by Blake.
And you don't get his name. We're off to a great start, you guys.
We're doing great here. Yeah. And
on all levels except physical, I am Del Nadre Miracas.
That's actually a very true statement. So I cannot
Rogues.
argue with that. Yeah. And finally, we are joined by Rosemary, who's played by
Ray, and Rosemary had the unfortunate discovery last session that she is named after a food. Which apparently she did not put together in her, 20 years of life.
Did you always look at the rosemary plant and just be like, nobody eats this, right?
Nobody eats the spicy pine needles.
Right, guys? Nobody eats this.
She's been naming all of her capybaras after food, and her alter ego is also named after food. We just have a fucking charcuterie board over here.
I lost my shit listening to that. Listening back to the episode. Holy hell.
I can't wait till we meet your nemesis, Rosemary. Time.
Nemesis. Time is the enemy.
Time
is always the enemy.
Time also is the enemy for our last character, Levi Corvallis. Sorry, I only know two people's names, last names of my characters in my D&D campaign. But Levi is played by Ben, and he actually is fighting time, as his character secret is very time sensitive. It's not something
Never
we should
forget.
overlook. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure that out, but he wanted to save some kobolds first, so.
Yeah, he really does seem to want to do everything else first.
Like, but there's a side quest, you guys, and we're like, but you're gonna die.
Pretty much. Yeah, 100%. So,
my completionism.
a quick recap.
I want the platinum trophy.
A quick recap of our last session found the players making their way through the mine of Tourmaline, which had been infested, so to speak, by a group of kobolds. These kobolds, it turns out, although to foolishly tried to kill the party, were in fact friendly, misguided, and simply being led by a very charismatic individual named Trex, a kobold who does not speak like a Trex, like a kobold at all. And the party was able to uncover that they simply just want fair wages, workable living conditions, and to provide and to get out of the cold that the Icewind Dale has found itself in these past 2 years. They are affected by it just as much as everyone else, even if they are a bit more adapted to the cold than other kobolds might be. And so, through a unique and interesting way of convincing them, through deception and illusionary tactics, and just some hard truths, the party was able to convince the kobolds to come back to Tourmaline to speak with the Speaker Oris, to explain the situation, that they weren't in fact there to push away the miners, that they just kind of wanted to find someplace warm and at the same time, maybe help out in the mine. And so
Small point of order, but it's more that they convinced us to let them go talk to the speaker. We tried very hard to advocate just having them move in with us.
This is true. As you guys have been following our sessions,
I feel like we've just been sending people to Goodmead and just hoping that things go well there.
Yeah,
this is a town building sim.
You're gonna go
Yeah,
back.
we haven't been back there. We don't even know if the Chewinga are doing okay.
Everything's on fire. The Chewinga revolted. You come in and you find just a bunch of elementals taking over Goodmead. But the brewing is still going on, so nobody has actually ever sent anybody there.
Mead must flow.
Since the mead still comes on, nobody really cares that the town is just a dumpster fire of lack of leadership. Yeah, Granny Olvessa actually had a heart attack 2 days after you left. And
Oof.
Small Sam has been taking care of it all. Still, you were able to partner and ally with the kobolds, and you made your way back out of the mine, where you were greeted by one of the gentlemen who had been at the table, one of the miners, and one of the other more shadowy looking figures. Kind of discussed the agreement you guys had made back in the tavern of, an exchange, or the assumed and implied exchange of political favors, in exchange of, kind of just solving the mine issue, but not speaking up that you solved the mine issue or not allying yourself with Oris. You know, they want you to throw your weight behind the miners in town. And although there was a bit of a tense discussion there, i.e. see the punch to the face from Levi to the miner gentleman, you guys made it out of there safely and continued back along the path going back to Tourmaline, where we now find ourselves in the middle of an ambush. You had come upon a tree that had very obviously been tipped over and had not been toppled due to natural causes. And when you guys kind of spread out, it was Bitte that was the one that called out, "Ambush!" Or as he does in his own voice. Bitte, if you'd like to make an ambush for us.
Ambush!
Yeah, exactly. Just like that. I did not do it like that. I was more of like a Rambo.
A hambush.
An Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of ambush. But you guys find yourselves at the bottom of this little cliff, or this little gully, in the bottom of this gully, with two high cliff faces to the to the north and to the south. But there is a small natural ramp going up to the cliff to the south of you. Del Nadri has climbed up in the top of the tree, and it is right here that we are going to pick up where we left off last time. So we are going to kick off here now with, let's start with the roll and initiative. Would be the best option here.
Oh man, just gone straight into it. Oh, here we go.
You don't get any potential reaction time for doing anything?
Definitely. We're just going to roll initiative first, just so that we can see who gets to react quicker. Because ultimately, you did not. You were not aware that there was an ambush coming, and so the arrows are already in the sky. And so they're gonna. We'll see, depending on how quick you guys are. It's gonna be a fun time here. All right, Del Nadri and Rosemary are there. Let's roll one for Levi now.
I was just asking because I'm physically incapable of rolling something good for initiative. It's a curse.
All right, 18 for Levi, and we'll just go ahead. They rename this character, so you don't know who's actually here. Okay, good. No.
Rename him from the mayor of Targos.
To be mysterious hooded figure. Ambusher number 1.
Pretty much, yeah. Ambush number 1 here.
J. Stabby McEvilson.
Okay.
The one guy up on the cliff face whose name is literally Ambush hears Bitte shout and is like, how does he know?
I also love how the name Evilson implies that there was an evil who then had a son.
I mean,
Evil Senior.
Yeah. There's an evil junior, an evil senior.
I mean, to throw some Dracula stuff in there. I mean, like Vlad Dracula is son of Vlad Dracul, who's Vlad the dragon, and his son Vlad the little dragon.
Aww.
Not Vlad the little dragon?
No, not Vlad the little dragon.
Vlad the magic dragon.
I wish. Vlad the magic dragon.
All right. Okay. So.
Scatting will not help you now.
What'd you say?
While he's scatting for time, I found something I had thought lost for like a year and a half, 2 years. It is I have a ring that has another ring and some bearings on it, and it is a die. It is a 20-sided die.
Oh. Nice.
That I found tucked away in a Christmas box, and I love it. And now I can go back to making decisions quickly because I literally just roll a die. I assign values and roll dice to make decisions in my real life. So.
Nice.
Oh goodness. So, Bitte, before we begin here, I think we already discussed it previous game, but there was no, ability of a ranger, and I guess at the same time the rogue or Rosemary or Levi, to prevent you guys from being surprised.
Yeah, I think Beta is he's still alert to danger, so I think it would be like more along the lines of he doesn't have like disadvantage on perception checks to find stuff, so his passive isn't taking a hit from doing other activities, I guess.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, you like we said before. You're the one who notified the group that there was, there's arrows but they're in the air, right? Arrow falling pretty quickly. You're gonna have a moment's notice for what you can do here, and so.
Are the arrows firing on us or on the kobolds?
You don't know. You just know that there's arrows in the air. At this point, you guys, nobody has seen anything. The arrows are being fired from somewhere, but you heard them, and that's when you shouted ambush, and that is right when we're picking up.
Okay.
So, Bitte, we're gonna give you an action, not an action, or specifically one action. Your reaction. How are you reacting to these arrows flying?
Does it have to be like something that specifically uses my reaction?
No, it just like you're reacting.
Okay. In that case,
are you like instinctively like taking cover? Are you trying to cover somebody else? Are you readying your weapon?
Beta is going to slip a hand inside one of his little satchels and pull out a vial of rainbow colored liquid and chug it.
Oh yes, that rainbow colored liquid.
As 3 more betas all appear around him in shifting discord.
Potion of polyamory.
What?
I'm sorry.
Hey, you know
I
what?
I was gonna make like a gay joke with the thing because I'm gay and I can do that, but
knowing Bite's background, I mean, Yeti mated. Yeah, maybe he has multiple Yeti wives. Do you, Bite?
Maybe.
Do you find yourself? Does Bite find himself attractive?
Rosemary would be aware that Bita is of a polyamorous nature.
Nice.
So the joke was yeah. I can say that because I'm
the joke was a hit. I can say it because it's cool and it's not meant out of malice.
Yeah, the joke succeeded and exceeded his AC for jokes.
So just to bring it back into the rules, you drank a potion of mirror image, or was it a different?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Bitte used his kind of reaction to help protect himself, but and unfortunately leaves the rest of the party subject to disadvantaged attacks.
Don't put that evil on me.
Your
what was I
DM?
supposed to do? That was supposed to get everyone else to cover. Was I supposed to grapple 6 kobolds?
You could have shouted out, "There are arrows in the air," because that's something
You already yelled ambush.
I already shouted out ambush.
Right, but
that's canon. 2 episodes now.
It is canon that you did yell out ambush, but if what? Okay, Rosemary, if you just heard ambush, what is your reaction? Because that's the only.
My reaction is we're in a very easily ambushable valley. There's probably someone up on the cliff tops who's going to shoot us with arrows.
Okay, so what would you do in response if that was your thought process then?
Do I get an action?
No, I'm asking you what you would do if that was your thought process.
If that was my thought process, I would probably cast the Warding Wind to try to protect me and my friends right over here.
Okay, all right. And Del Nadre, if you heard ambush, what would be?
Well, while we're all arguing with the DM, I would just like to say that Del Nadre is probably not just climbing a tree because he likes tree climbing. I feel like this is a lookout type position I'm going for.
True.
So I feel like the tree would provide some sort of cover.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm all hidden, I'm all stealthy.
I don't know. You are like right there in the middle, and we can see by the way the map is drawn that it's open right there. Did you hide in the bushes, or are you hiding in the openness?
I don't know. I just climbed the tree.
I feel like that's also like looking at a tree from directly above, which I don't think there's going to be an archer directly above you.
All of a sudden, the archers that are flying on pterodactyls come out of the fog. You thought wrong, Rosemary. Welcome.
No, I mean I'm just hiding in the tree with an arrow ready to shoot people if I can see them.
Okay, so you're
a bunch of fucking icy Alphas.
So you would have had your weapon drawn then. Now, are you looking for an enemy?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Where are you looking? At the cliff tops, or?
Yeah, cliff tops. Okay. That just seems like if it were me, if I was going to set up an ambush location in a box canyon, it'd probably be from up on top.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you guys have convinced me that Bitte's ambush and was enough to allow you all to instinctively take your actions. And so, Del Nadre, your kind of surprise round, so to speak. This will be something you get to do without outside of your turn. Is that you have your weapon ready and you'll take a pot shot at whoever peeks out. Rosemary, your reaction is to cast Warding Wind, and so that is good to go. Bitte, your reaction was to cast Mirror Image. And I'll just say for Levi, given his military training and just the idea that he's kind of more vulnerable, although how much of a protection does Warding Wind provide him?
So any ranged weapon attack has disadvantage if it passes through it. Would I also potentially be able to take like 2 steps to the left to get Bitte in there?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Not as part of your reaction thing. Your reaction was the one action, which is the warding.
That is fair.
Yeah.
So strong wind
to get closer to them than it would have been your movement. But yeah, strong wind blows around you. Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Remaining centered on you. Wind lasts for the spell's duration. Wind is a following. It deafens you and other creatures in the area. Extinguishes unprotected flames. Hedges out vapor, gas, or fog that can be dispersed by strong wind. So I know we said it was like foggy in that area.
Right.
Oh shit.
It is difficult terrain for creatures other than you, but Levi's right on the edge of it, so hopefully that won't affect him too bad. And then attack rolls of ranged weapon attacks have disadvantage if the attacks pass in or out of the wind.
So the fog is too high up to be affected by it, just because you can essentially imagine the fog is at the top of the canyon, and the canyon is, let's go with 30 feet up.
That's fair.
From where you are. Del Nadre, you're currently about 15, 20 feet up in the tree. So you're still not at the top of the canyon, but you're definitely higher up.
Sure.
You can see a bit more beyond it.
So he is higher than my warding wind, so if he does a ranged weapon attack, it should pass over it, not through it.
Exactly. Yeah. You should be good to attack through, over it if that is something you need to do. However, the ambush, the arrows that are flying through as we go through Levi, who I will just say just took cover, and so he'll get the benefit of cover from the downed tree, kind of just to protect himself a little bit. I don't really want to use any of his spells just in case he comes back to the session or arrives at the session, whenever that is.
Levi has spells?
Yes?
No, he doesn't. He's a barbarian fighter.
The barbarian fighter.
For my mind,
known for their spellcasting ability.
I don't know. In my mind, I was just like, he's definitely a paladin. Yeah, no, fooled me there. But Bitte going through, you have your stuff, and so the arrows come through, but they weren't targeted at you four. Unfortunately, the kobolds themselves over here were not were taken off guard, and they are the ones who are getting pelted as these arrows kind of just fly down from the fog. Their arc making it seem that the bowmen, the archers, kind of have are away from the edge of the cliff, and they're going to target these kobolds here. So let's go ahead and roll.
Croissant is over there.
Yeah.
With
Croissant over here.
No, Croissant is right.
Croissant is right here.
Next to the kobolds.
Oh. Not on my screen.
Crap. Let's see.
The Roll20 glitch that saved Croissant.
So here we go. Let me pull these. Here, come on, Corey. Be a better DM, and have everything ready. Dun, dun,
How
dun.
dare you?
I know. How? God damn it. I need more screens than two. I wish the pop out of Roll20 would just put it into another tab and not like a pop out, pop up, whatever. Okay.
Doing it again. Ow! Don't use your teeth on me.
So here's the first volley and the second volley. Every single one hits on the first volley, but only one hits from the second volley. So 4 of the...
Would it be a disadvantage since they're shooting through fog without a line of sight?
Normally I would say yes, but this volley seems to be from your... I guess you could reason it this way, this was a prepared thing. You know, they were ready for this, so this first attack isn't going to be a disadvantage because even though they don't see where their people are, they knew generally where somebody was going to be standing, and that's where they fired.
Gotcha.
Or perhaps they have a scout you haven't seen. I don't know. Maybe somebody's telling him where it is.
Or perhaps Corey hasn't had time to fill the plot holes, and you should just shut the fuck up.
Maybe.
Don't ask questions. I planned for everything.
Wizards
DM
are the curse, never
final.
make any mistakes.
All right. So, Grek is going to take 5 damage. Vort is going to take an arrow to the eye. And he's going to get killed immediately. Zerk is going to take 6 damage. And Smol is also... He's going to take an arrow to the throat. And he's going to fall down dead. Stupid. Roll20. I can't... I have to bring him out
You were
here.
insulting the kobold you just killed.
That causes...
He took an arrow to the throat. Fucking dumb.
But he's so tiny, he should have been hard to hit. He's the small boy.
So Delnadre, you still have your arrow ready. Rosemary, you still have your warding wind now goes up, and now we're back up to the normal reaction time. Normal turn. The kobolds, which I'll give them a turn under Trex, and they will act last. Duck away. So they all kind of duck underneath the tree here to try to get whatever cover they can. And Croissant runs closer to you, Rosemary.
Baby!
Vort and Smol are bleeding out. Vought, unfortunately, is dead. He is hit, arrow to the eye, killed his brain. Smol, however, is gurgling and choking and kind of grasping around. He has a little bit of life left in him. Just a little bit, though. And so we bring ourselves now to Levi's turn. And I will play for Levi. Levi, being a barbarian and a in-the-face kind of fighter is just going to run over here, close to the thing, and so what he's going to do is he kind of sees... Levi looks to you, Rosemary, after he runs closer. He kind of runs up more like tactical style, stealth style. He hasn't seen anybody, so he has to assume at the same time that nobody sees him actively at this time. And he's going to run up close to a little bit of a wall here next to the natural ramp to the south. And he's going to kind of prepare his greatsword. In fact, he's going to sit right here to the point of if anybody gets into this little squares right here or tries to pass through, he's going to hit him. And he kind of points to you, Rosemary, and he whispers a little bit. I think I see somebody up here.
Unfortunately, since I'm in the center of the warding wind, I am deafened. So I'm just like, what? Sorry, that was yelling into the mic. I shouldn't have done that.
That's okay.
No, it was good. It balanced well.
We need realism. We need realism in here. So yeah, he just kind of hit now. Dell and Bitte, roll me perception to see if you heard it. Actually, Bitte, I have to say no because the warding wind in the way would block you. But Del Nante,
Yeah.
you have a direct line. And no, you're too distracted by the freaking out kobolds, Grek and Zerk. Oh shit! They both have arrows in them, and Trex is kind of calm, but he looks very unnerved. And granted, he just had 2 kobolds die, but he's darting around, and you notice his eyes. Well, you don't notice his eyes because you crit failed. So yeah. You're just bothered too much about the oh shit.
You're giving away my position.
Shit. Zerk is like, sir, help me! You're a friend of the kobolds.
Does
Bitte, go on.
Does B10 notice anything about Trex and his behavior or anything he seems to be demonstrating?
You can roll me perception. You definitely would have. Your eyes would have gone over to the tree. That's where a lot of the noise is. You notice Trex is looking. You're not quite sure. I mean, it's a very stressful situation. Kobolds are acting weird, but he's acting odd, and it could just be his personality. But he's acting odd in comparison to, well, the other 2 kobolds are actively freaking out. Trex is kind of just like looking for an escape route. You kind of tell he may want to bolt. He's trying to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that really, if in Bitte's mind that's par for the course for kobolds or not. But Levi's gonna run over here and he is going to he's gonna hold up. He thinks he sees some people, but he isn't quite sure. And Bitte, it is your turn now.
Okay, so Levi thinks he sees some people. I couldn't really tell just because the way the lighting is. So this is like a ramp up onto the 2 sides?
Yes, so I'm gonna Ben is calling me. 1 second. Sorry. It is a ramp that goes up, yes.
How rude of him to
Hey, what's up, man?
A, not show up on time, B, call during
Call
a
the
session.
DM.
Okay, no worries.
How dare.
Call
Well,
the
Hey,
DM would be a good name for a
I'm
D&D
dialing
podcast.
into the conference call.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Just put me on
Mhm.
speakerphone next to your microphone, and that's how I'll play.
Bye. Okay. All right, I am back.
Okay, let's see.
Ben says he loves everybody, but Levi
We
says,
love him.
"Screw you all," and charges in there blatantly. But Ben will not be here. He had a friend emergency. He will not be attending tonight, and so I will be playing Levi Corvallis and his punchiness.
What's your one-liner? Go.
I'm about to
And we have Levi Corvallis played by...
played by Corey, and oh God.
Now you see what you do to
Isn't it?
us.
My anxiety is just like going off the roof. I'm like, oh my god, what does Levi say? And Levi doesn't say a one-liner. All he does is just cracks his knuckles into the microphone. And I'm trying to crack my knuckles into the microphone, but it is not cracking very well.
Gross.
I don't know.
Yeah, sounds pretty pitiful.
If you heard a crack there, if you heard any cracks, but he's ready for a knuckle sandwich round 2. Yeah. Anyways, Bitte, you're back to you. So outside of that, you believe Trex is going to bolt, and you are well aware that the 2 kobolds took arrows. Let's just say Greg has an arrow to his arm. He's going to be pretty difficult to raise any kind of sword or help fight. And we'll say Zerk has an arrow to the stomach. He can probably fight, but he might go down a bit quicker. Maybe more willing to hold out and find cover and not die.
Okay, and from our interactions with them, do they have any ranged weapons, or do they have like spears and daggers?
Let's pull up the thing for Icewind Kobold, because we didn't actually have them fight anybody last session.
Yeah, we had like one fight, and it just involved them trying to break a bridge.
They have javelins and daggers.
Javelins and daggers.
So
Okay.
We'll say they probably. I would definitely say they had javelins, but they dropped their javelins, so they're strictly just daggers right now. That would have been like oh shit, I just got shot. I'm gonna drop whatever I'm holding and run away. But they had daggers still in their pockets or whatever.
Okay, gotcha. So let's see. Rosemary is 20 feet away, so Vita can get 10 feet without difficult terrain, and then I guess it stays at like 15 feet regardless for as far as he can go. Right? 10 feet, and then he would have 20 left at difficult terrain, and then he could only go 10 feet. Okay.
Oh, is warding wind?
It's difficult
so you
terrain
can go 20
inside of
feet
the
total.
warding wind, but if you go around it, you can go. You're full.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
trying to like get to Rosemary?
No, he's trying to get to that ramp.
Yeah. I mean, if you go to the tree, that would probably be your best first option, and you can move your full 30 because you wouldn't pass through Rosemary's thing.
Okay, yeah. I'll go with kind of this right there.
Okay.
And Beta could see that the arrows came from like over here.
No, actually, they came at an upper angle, but with your perception check and your skill with a ranger, you notice they actually came from the opposite cliff.
Oh well, motherfucker. Okay.
Get over there.
No one's visible. No one's visible up there.
No, nobody is visible up there at this time. Nobody's standing at the edge of the cliff, and the fog prevents you from like seeing anybody out there further behind. So sorry.
Okay.
I should have
In
mentioned.
that case, give me just one. Yeah.
Think of it like I probably won't mention things unless you ask about it, or it's like glaringly obvious.
Helpful. Well, there's one way up.
Yeah.
I thought that was the.
There is only one.
I thought
way
that
up.
was the plot indication of where to go.
Right, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
So it is. How steep is the wall?
It's climbable, but it's pretty much straight up. It's rocky
Like 30
enough.
feet up, right?
Yeah, it's like 30 feet up. It's definitely climbable. There's enough rocks there. You can make it up, but it's going to take you, if I'm not mistaken, climbing is difficult terrain. If you don't have
Yeah, I
the climbing,
think
you're right.
climbing
If you
speed
don't-
is half.
yeah. Or if you took a turn to throw kind of something that would assist you, like a rope or something.
Oh wait,
up there.
aren't I unaffected by difficult terrain?
Does that count for climbing?
It's if it says climbing is difficult terrain.
It might.
Let's see.
What is
I don't think that's the specific way it's worded.
What is?
I don't think it's the spirit.
While climbing or swimming, each foot of movement costs 1 extra foot.
So
Okay.
it's not typical
Yeah.
terrain. It's just double movement.
Yeah.
So that's probably how
Pissy
they.
little lawyers.
That's how they give it away.
Okay. Bastards. Anyway, yeah, so he will, I guess, dash and get as high up as he can on
Okay.
that wall, which, let me check the distance to the wall. He can go 15 feet up to the wall, so then he would be able to go.
So you're.
I mean, it's kind of like 5:15
So
crossed in there.
yeah.
For
Let's see.
simplicity's sake,
You're
I'll
up.
say he can make it like 10 feet up the wall.
Yeah, ultimately it's going to come down to this. You still are going to have some movement next turn before you hit up to the top of the wall. But you're not yet at the top of the wall.
Yeah.
You're still just
Gotcha.
stuck on the wall right there. And that's fine. That works for you, yeah. You're just you're stuck on the side of the wall, climbing
Yeah.
up. You're about 20 feet up or so, we'll say, because your dash is 15 and
Yeah.
maybe 25.
Uh,
Ultimately, it's still going to take you time.
Well, so it was 10 feet to the wall, so dashing he can make it
20
like
feet.
25. So he's like 5 feet from the bottom or something. Like
Okay,
that,
yeah. So you're still
from
not.
the top.
You aren't to the point where your arms are going to reach up, but you're close enough that it's like you're practically there. Like you're up the wall.
Yeah.
Bitch just fucking jumps
Perf.
and just like some like
Perf.
the girl from The Grudge.
Yeah. Before he sprints off, he will yell very loudly, "Keep to cover!" to the kobolds and indicate pointing up to the top of this ridge, and will begin running over and climbing.
All right.
And that will end his first turn.
Dell, you were the Rosemary. You're aware of the physical cues he gave to you with the
Yeah,
visual,
but I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, Levi is not aware of at all of where Bitte is. He's both directed somewhere else and could not hear. And Del Nadri, you are aware of everything Bitte had said. All right, and now we come to the ambush people.
The ambushy
The ambushies. Okay, still have one more.
ambushers.
Ambushers.
I guess, yeah, we are the
Ambushers.
ambushies.
We are the
Yeah.
ambushies. You are the ambushers. So some thugs kind of come out. One hits off to the edge of like the ramp, and he's gonna try to take a shot at you, Del Nadre, in the.
Do I get my held action before that happens?
Oh, most definitely you do. So he pops up,
Okay.
and you're just like, I'm ready.
I would also potentially argue at that angle Del Nadre might have like half cover, but I'm not sure.
Oh, he's definitely gonna get cover.
Okay.
Shucks. Probably a miss with a 9.
Yeah. 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 It is a miss with a 9. This is true.
Unless I have advantage because I'm surprising him because I'm hidden in this tree.
No, he was aware
Shucks.
because he came out of that ledge and has like he's already like pointing an arrow at you. Now, let's go. We don't. Okay, so let's take a moment over the table here. I don't believe I've ever actually utilized cover before in our games.
I see.
I have not, right?
Half cover is a
It's +2 and
Plus-
3/4
Yeah.
is plus
plus
now,
2. 3/4 is plus.
my question here is: do you prefer cover or do you prefer just to give disadvantage?
You the DM, man.
I-
You get to make the choice.
I know, but I've never.
I tend to like cover.
Yeah, cover is like a flat. It's like disadvantage is one roll, whereas it's the risk reward moment of it. Okay, so I have an abstained vote from Del Nadre, which is you're the DM.
Yeah.
I prefer cover.
Not
which is
using
Bitte.
cover rules also kind of takes some of the pluck out of sharpshooter.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
So I have a vested interest in maintaining those rules.
That's fine. It's just I haven't utilized it a lot before, and if I do it now, then it's going to be included from now on. So I just want to make sure we make this distinction is because I've always been more of a relaxed DM. So adding this in, we don't talk about encumberment and exhaustion, even though those play quite a bit into this campaign. Rosemary, you're the deciding factor here. Are you abstaining?
I said, I mean, I think cover will work. It just is going to be a thing probably moving forward, so we're just going to have to remember it.
That's fine. All right, so I will put it on you guys to help me remember. Whenever it isn't remembered, it isn't remembered. Whenever it is, it's kind of just those things that it comes up as it's mentioned, and I'll make a point to keep it in mind. But we are going...
Don't worry, I'm an expert at digging for any kind of advantage I can give myself.
So we are now into it all. Now, Del Nodre, you climbed up specifically with the mind of finding cover or finding a better vantage point?
I mean, I don't know if I really decided on one over the other, but we'll say vantage point because that's what I mentioned earlier.
All right, then I'm going to give you half cover now. So you're going to get +2 to your AC against this attack here, and he's going to fire at you with a deadly crossbow, a heavy crossbow. Does a 15 hit you?
Haha, it would if I didn't have half cover.
Nice. So he fires into the arrow, into the tree, and the other thug is going to fire down, despite knowing that you're being aware that there's hefty wind there. He's still going to try to fire a pit shot at Rosemary there. And so we're going to do... Oh, I'm sorry. He has pluses to his roll. No, he doesn't. It's already included in there. My bad. All good. This next one. Let me roll it. Here we go. Does a 6 hit you?
No.
No, darn. Okay, good. No, don't worry. He has disadvantage. Does a 6 also hit you?
No.
Love it when they roll the exact same. And so those ones are gonna... The thug that moved forward is gonna stay there. He's actually gonna shift down a little bit, and the other thug is gonna come down. And now 2 other thugs are coming around the corner. One of them, however, is caught unaware, unsuspecting of Levi's position here. He knew that people were there. He didn't have a clear line of sight of where Levi had moved since they walked in. And so he is going to, if I can find Levi's character sheet here, he's going to take a good attack from Levi. Goodness gracious. Oh, Levi, I hope you leveled up to level 4. You did, but you didn't get level 4. Oh no, he didn't. Oh no.
Oh no?
Oh no. Well, he was here last time.
Maybe he just didn't...
I mean, he's multi-classed, right? So
yeah, but he's 1 and 2 right now. I'm trying to think of what he would have gone more into for level 4. And he has 53 health. I feel like he rolled to level up last time.
Yeah,
I feel like he made the improvements. But he doesn't have any. He doesn't have a subclass picked here.
He rolled a D10,
and he got a crit 10. So that's why I make you think that he has a 53. He was doing it.
So I think fighter is D10, right?
Yeah.
Barbarian is D12.
Yes.
So that probably means he took a fighter level.
Yeah. So I just don't know what he had for his level 3 in fighter.
Fighting style.
Yeah.
Well, he's not. He's a level 3 fighter.
Because we're all level 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he would have gone 1 more into fighter to get his subclass here.
I want to say he was going battle master.
I think he was.
I think we talked about that externally because I remember making the way they just master that battle joke, and then we made a lot of like masturbation jokes.
Christ.
Okay, so...
Or something I could have gone my whole life not remembering.
Alright, so he gets superiority die and he gets maneuvers. Whatever maneuver I choose for him now is not going to be canon, but we're just going to go with... I'm going to bet he has a commanding presence, a precision attack, and a sweeping attack because he has a big ass sword. So for this session, commanding presence, sweeping attack, and what was the second one I chose? Precision. And he's not going to be able to make his precision attack here. Did you guys...
Sweet.
Did you get... You don't get another proficiency bonus at level 3, right? It's only at 4. I mean, sorry.
We are
it's
at
not
level
at 4.
4.
It's only at 5.
Our proficiency bonus should be 2.
I actually have it pulled up right now, so yeah, it goes up at 5th.
Okay, just confirming. So I'm not going to add anything else to his stats. I'm not going to give him a feat or an assist. Things will be done the way they're done. All right, so he fails to hit that one, but that thug stops immediately. Now it is. Now another one's going to come up from on top of the edge, and they're going to fire at you, Bitte, seeing that you're right across the way, just standing there. But an 11 does not hit. Oh, so close. If only they had advantage. But they don't. So he fires a shot at you, Bitte. It kind of embeds in the rock a couple of feet off to your right. So you're aware that there is a fight going on. And that is when little old Scout walks forward. And is going to take aim at you right there.
Yikes.
Bitte.
Now, would Scout assume that I was there and climbing a 30-foot wall, or just that I was hiding at the bottom? Well, I suppose it doesn't matter. They'd probably come and peek anyway.
Yeah,
Scout probably saw you run to the wall.
More so, the Scout walked up to the edge and looked out and assessed and saw that you were... Because you're really close to the top, so you're very seen.
Yes.
If you had been lower down, I would have probably said that they weren't going to attack you. But you're right there. I mean, they're just going to be like, oh, hey, look at you. You know?
Yeah. Carry on, my good man.
See. All right.
Your thinking noises are like the the horse race thing.
That is actually an A&M song.
That is true. It is also the horse race, is it not? It's
actually, yeah.
It's just I think it's a military. It's like a military trumpets. But that is 100% just singing an A&M war song. So the Scout is going to pop down. Now they have a longbow, but if I'm not mistaken, the first number they have on their stat is they're good to fire, and then it's between the first number and the second number, it's disadvantage, and they can't fire past it. Correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then just a quick longbow double attack against Bitte. Does a 14 hit?
Nope.
All right. That Scout kind of just was like, ooh, and then takes a step back, like backs up into the fog. Two more pop out just like this, but they're not really at a good angle to fire at you, Bitte, and so they're going to both fire at Rosemary and maybe Levi. Yeah, you know, it's pretty much going to be it's going to still pass through your warding wind, though, it looks like. Oh. Sorry, everybody on the stream. The map was terrible. It looks like it's still going to pass through. Let me see if I can... no. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure this is as realistic as possible. Yeah, it's going to pass through. All right, so we're going to fire 2 shots at Levi with disadvantage, and then we're going to fire 2 shots at Rosemary, both with disadvantage here. These first 2 shots, 7 and a 6, going to go to Rosemary. Those are both going to fail.
Those are going to miss.
Yes, these are the 2 shots still firing through the warding wind. Are going to shut it. For Levi, a 15 and a 6, and a 15 will hit Levi. And so we're going to... Levi's going to take a quick little piercing for 10 damage. Down from 53 to 43. All right, and then
Is he raging?
he is not yet, because that wasn't part. He hasn't yet has his full turn, but that was a plan, to be.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it is. He moved over here at the beginning of this round.
Right. He moved
You
over
went
with the
first.
with like his
Oh
kind
yeah,
of-
I guess we only have had the one full turn. Yeah, sorry, my brain.
yeah,
Anyway,
no.
carry on.
He's getting there. He just hasn't seen anybody yet. This is like more of a if I see somebody it'll be a rage. And then let me roll one quick thing right here. Okay, you didn't roll. Well, that was a very nice. Okay, there it goes. Okay, all right.
Sorry.
That's good. Now Del Nadre. The other two scouts, they kind of picked off to the edge, and they're still staying. They're standing there still.
All right. I am gonna continue with the short bow. I'm gonna fire at the thug, who is within. I mean, I assume he's within 5 feet of Levi.
He is. Ignore the grid of the.
Yeah, just because the grid's a little funky.
Yeah, but he's definitely at a catty corner grid to Levi.
Okay. Pew. Damn it.
Damn, that does not hit.
And then I'm going to, kind of shift positions, climb around in the tree, and attempt to hide.
Okay.
As a bonus action.
All right. Roll me your.
Man, this dice bot is broken today. I rolled a 3, a 2, and a 3. That's obviously
Okay, so
cursed.
I will give you. When you were moving, were you looking to provide a bit more cover away from the thugs, or do you want to still provide equal cover between the scouts and the thugs?
I'm gonna go with I'm hiding more from the scouts.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, the thugs had range attacks. Never mind. No, I'll hide from the thugs.
Okay. All right. So you have 3/4 cover against the thugs, but you're a bit more open against the scouts. You're kind of closer to the edge of the tree on their side. You put more tree in between you and the thugs.
Obviously, only if they can see me. I'm so hidden.
It's true. All right, Rosemary, it is your turn. It is loud.
Okay.
The wind blows.
It is. The wind is very loud, but I've been keeping an eye on what my friends are doing. If I pick up Croissant under my arm, you're not gonna give me like a movement penalty, am I? Because that's like
No.
a large rat.
I mean, I am now, but no. I wasn't gonna until you said something.
I mean,
No, not
please?
at all. She's
Okay.
I mean, if you were trying to fight with melee, yeah, but I don't
no, I
think
just
you
want to
are.
take her over to the tree with me.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to the tree. Del Nadre should still be above me, but all of my little kobold friends should now be in my warding wind.
Yeah.
I can't move Croissant, but I'm gonna take Croissant with me.
Okay. Yeah, the tree begins to rustle violently as the strong winds blow up and create a little bit of upcurrent underneath.
Yeah. And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna do my spirit totem. You said small is still like kind of gurgling.
Yes.
I am gonna make a bear spirit, and I'm gonna make it 30 feet away from small, so I can get the most of my allies in the 30-foot radius. I'm angry that Levi is like just outside of range, but it'll get me, Dell, all of the kobolds over here in Bit Day,
Okay. Fair enough.
and small. I don't know if I need to make like a token or something, or if I just put there's a bear.
There's the bear.
A bear is there. Grants units and your allies might and endurance. Each of your creature in your choice in the aura has a 30-foot aura. Gains temporary hit points equal to 5 plus my druid level. So everyone in there has 9 temporary hit points.
Okay. Now, how does temporary hit points affect somebody who is dying?
I don't know.
You can't get someone up with temporary hit points. It has to be real healing,
Oh no.
unfortunately.
This is something, Rosemary, you would have been aware of, given it's your spell and you've shown a proficiency for medical backgrounds. So if that is something you don't want to continue to do, that's fine. But in terms of saving small, that does not help.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Actually, okay. Instead of a bear spirit, this is going to be less helpful to everybody, but I'm going to do a unicorn spirit, and I'm going to use my action to cast I guess Cure Wounds, because that's the only healing spell I have right now.
Okay.
And I have to... So the unicorn spirit lends its protection. You and your allies gain advantage on all ability checks made to detect creatures, because we need to detect them now that they're attacking us, I guess. In addition, if you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to any creature, each creature of your choice in the aura also regains hit points equal to your druid level.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
yeah.
If I do Cure Wounds on Grek over here,
Okay.
everyone else in this aura gets 4 hit points.
Okay, yeah. And that would definitely help stabilize Small. He might still play dead, but yeah, he would not be dying.
Okay. As long as he's not dying anymore. And hopefully he's smart enough that he just, stays down. And I was gonna do a Ice Knife, but using, Cure Wounds was my action, so that's action, bonus action, movement. I think I'm over here now.
Alright. So Small is back to life. Your heal brought him up to 3 health. But he's still...
He at -1?
Yeah.
Shit.
It was quite almost dead.
Negatives don't exist, silly. It just it brings you back to 0.
Whatever, still fine. He's at 4 health. Grek is back up to... Grek is the one you cure wounds, right?
Yes. Oh, I should have rolled for that.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I just do some healing on this guy. 1d8 plus spellcasting, cure wounds. Level 1. You get 6 HP back.
Alright, 1 moment. Gets 6 HP back. So Greg's back up to full health, and so is Zerk, as he only took actually no, Zerk is not. Zerk's back up to 7. He's still a little bit damaged. Yeah, Vought, unfortunately, with the way he died, he was dead. Trex never took any health. Dale, you didn't take anything, and nobody else has been hurt, so...
Yeah, no one else has been hurt yet, so it's slightly less helpful for the group, but as long as we don't lose a kobold. We only lose 1 kobold.
Let's hope they don't die afterwards.
That's up to you, Mr. DM.
It is up to me, yes. Anything else for you, Rosemary?
No, that's action, bonus action, and movement to get over here.
All right. Trex is... Let's roll his insight, because he was not happy with this whole situation. And let's see if I can find him here. He's going to be very insightful whether or not it was smart for him to keep up with you guys, or if it's smart for him just to run away. He is not
just got him in my magic anti-ranged weapon attack bubble,
Yeah.
so I hope he sticks with me.
But unfortunately, because he can't hear anything, it just stresses him too much, and he's actually going to bolt. And so what Trex is going to do is he's going to run.
Shit. Can I use my reaction to just, grab him by the scruff and keep him here?
I will let you do an opposed strength check against him, but he's going to have advantage because you've already done so much this time. So he's going to move. Let's roll this strength check here. Let's see. Come on, let's do it. See what you got. See what you got.
I got an 11.
He got an 11 as well.
I just saved his buddies.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't care. So he's gonna run, and then he's gonna take another. And he's running back towards the town, so he's just trying to leave you guys and go to freedom. Unfortunately, that also means that he's running out into the open. So that's Trex. Grek is going to take cover and Zerk is also going to take cover. However, they are brandishing their daggers and they are ready to attack anybody who comes near them. Small, let's see if he gets up this turn. He does not. Still plays dead. He's alive. He still has an arrow in his throat, despite how magically healed he is. And that is just a more psychological trauma that he's dealing with right now. So yeah, Levi, it is your turn.
That's you, you're Levi.
I'm sorry,
That's
Bitte. No, Levi is. It is my turn.
Levi is you.
Yeah. Well, Levi, now that he has a full turn and is confronted with many potential people to kill, is going to rage, of course. He will use his rage. Rage has been done. He is raging now.
Rage against the machine.
Raging is here. And now he is going to move closer, kind of out of where his little pocket is, get closer to that thug. He is going to swing with his great axe. Given that he is raging, it's an additional +2 to his attack, right? Because it's +2 to his strength.
It's extra to the damage.
+2 to his
Rages.
damage. Okay, sorry. So it's not +2 to strength. He just has +2 to his damage, which is good. So 13 damage against this poor unsuspecting thug, which is going to drop him pretty significantly. Levi rages, rips off his shirt even more. He's now bare-chested to the world. He didn't rip it off. He just threw it down. He threw his cloak down, or didn't throw his cloak down. Whatever was covering his chest, if there was anything, it is now
His cloak is now billowing.
His cloak is now billowing. He has his great sword. He gets like, oh, fuck you all. Bam. And let me just make sure that Sweeping Strike isn't going to be able to use if it's within 5 feet of the original target. I think the other thugs are a little bit off from there. Oops. Sorry. Oh, I'd say one's in 5 feet. So yeah, he, like, it's kind of weird. So he really close to his thug, kind of like slices across, and then with like only like the point is gonna like kind of extend even further. He's gonna use the Sweeping Strike to hit that other one. If the original attack would hit the other creature, it does. It deals a damage equal to the number you roll on your superiority die, which is a d6. So it is 4 damage to this other one over here. All right. And he does not have any additional way to attack. And so that is Levi's turn. Kind of shifted a little bit. Took a huge chunk out of thug number blue, thug number red. Then a minor chunk out of thug number yellow, blue, and thug purple and thug green are unfazed. And now we are up to Bitte.
Alrighty, so Beta is gonna kind of set his feet, make this is all flavor, make just a leap and rise up above the cliff here.
Okay.
What can he see?
Let me just shift this back a little bit. You still have a little bit, and now everyone else, you're going to be able to see what Bitte is seeing, but just be aware your characters can really only see the edge of the cliff.
Canyon, yeah.
Yeah, canyon there. And so Bitte, that's what you get to see there. You don't.
Alright.
Doesn't seem like you have very good vision.
Have these scouts been damaged, or they just have the markers so that they can be marked?
Well, before we get further, Bitte, they're just marked to be marked.
Okay.
You don't have any night vision, right?
No.
Okay.
But I did have torches. I did have a torch in the beginning.
Okay, good.
Is this at night?
No, it's during the day. The fog is just more. It's just cutting away your visibility. So like pretty much what you can see is.
Oh, you were at.
I'm just making sure
because I I just have been using torches, and I forgot. I wasn't even personally there, so I wouldn't have said he has a torch.
Right.
But yeah, no. Generally, he does not have night vision. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. You should,
Okay.
if as long as you're pretty okay. I mean, the scout that was just fired at you is right there in front of you. It is the brown scout. Man, my roll 20. Is anybody else's roll 20 going really slow tonight?
I haven't noticed it yet.
Okay, that's just
not especially. I don't see a brown marker on that scout, but
yeah, that's because I said I was putting a brown
he's
marker on it.
he's not going to need it for much longer.
I was only just now able to put the brown marker on the scout. Now, despite their token, these are all, the people who are ambushing you. They are dressed in, I'm going to say typical mercenary garb. It's garb that protects themselves from the cold. They're all male. They have the scouts here have longbows as well as a short sword on their hip, they're not now that you got a good look at them, they are not showing off any heraldry of like a militia from any kind of town. They just kind of look like they're
Okay.
the thugs who would interact with you in the back alley of a major city.
Yeah, Thug B, Thug A. Here, I can't remember. Have we been playing with flanking rules?
We do play
For
with flanking, yes.
Future reference. Okay. Noted. All right. So Beta is going to, like, as he gets up, he's going to pull a javelin that is a little longer and a little thinner than the ones he has been using.
Okay.
And it has like a broader kind of hunting tip, like it's like a 3-inch wide broadhead, essentially.
Okay.
Because that's what actual darts looked like in medieval times. And except his is made from like his are made from like a fire hardened piece of shoulder bone, you know how like the shoulder blade kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like cut out of that.
Still
he's going to he kind of his eyelids kind of droop, and he kind of touches and jangles like a little series of like charms kind of hanging from his wrist, and the dart starts to shimmer in his hands, and he goes and he fucking chucks it at this motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Oh,
Will
no.
a 10 hit?
A 10 does not hit.
God damn it.
God damn.
All that really cool flavor, though.
Holy fuck. Good God.
Rest in fucking pieces, man.
That scout would have been skewered so badly.
And so after doing that, he is going to move into melee with the scout, so the scout either has to use a lower damage die weapon or
Good God.
retreat.
You could have.
And as he draws another dart.
Could have one-shotted Del Nadre.
I could have what?
There. You could have one-shotted Del Nadre.
Shit.
Yes.
Don't give him
He's a
ideas.
powerful boy.
God damn. All right, well, ambush. The scouts that are on top of the cliff now turn their direction to the one person who has made his way. Wait, why are you moving over there now?
Well, mechanically, it's not actually going to change anything, but just logically, he would have placed himself behind that scout.
Okay, fair enough.
On the off chance that they happen to accidentally shoot their friend.
Ah, gotcha. But mechanically, it does not make any
Mechanically, that only puts me at disadvantage to get to them in future rounds.
Right.
It's about that flavor.
All about that flav.
The flavor flav.
Flavor flav. Ambush.
Okay, so Let's go with the thugs first, just like last time. The two thugs that have got hit by Levi so far are gonna shift into melee combat now with him. The green thug, however, is going to just kind of make his way down to the tree because, there's just kind of this lady that's sitting underneath there and a bunch of wind. Doesn't realize until he's like right up next to you, Rosemary, that he can't hear shit now.
Also, this last 10 feet is difficult terrain. I don't know if that helps anything.
Yeah. Let's see. He was right about here. So 10 feet there. 15 feet. Ooh.
So I might try.
5 feet. I think he's still able to get into it. If you were just to take a beeline, I mean, if he goes up here, it's 10 feet. If he goes here, it's 10 more feet. And then his last 5 feet is just right here, and he's close enough to you to attack.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or at least he's close enough to Croissant to attack.
Are you gonna have him attack my fucking capybara? What has that capybara done to him?
This other thug, however, is going to run up to the edge of the cliff and is now going to try to take a pot shot at Trex. Because we ain't gonna let him get away. So a 14 hits Trex for 6 damage. Gets shot in the back of the leg and begins limping, bleeding. Trex is hurt. Trex cries out, "Oh, good heavens!" The other two thugs are gonna swing at Levi now. 9 misses, 8 misses, 17 hits, and a 24 crits. So 8 against 8 damage for the non-crit. Puts Levi down to 35. 6 damage for the crit. Wow, lucked out there. Puts Levi down to 29. And then on Levi's turn, he makes his roll for rage. Or is it immediately whenever he gets hit? No, hit.
What do you mean, roll for rage?
Sorry, I'm thinking of his concentration. That's dumb. Getting hit continues his rage no matter what.
Yeah, he also has resistance to the damage.
Yeah, thank you for that. 30. So he's actually back up to 35. Thank you for reminding me of that. All right, so the other thug is over here, and yeah, the thug is gonna swing at this little rat because, why not? He's gonna take one swing at the giant rat with a melee weapon. Oh my goodness, Croissant, you are a beast. It does not hit. Frustrated he missed, he's gonna swing again. And the second attack hits this time. 22 against Croissant's AC of 15. So for a 6 damage down to 18. Now we go over to the scouts. The scout that is in front of Bitte is going to swing at you with his short sword. 13.
As that dart like whizzes by him and like ripples his face in a sensation he's never had. It's like having a jet go by. Just like
Yeah,
I'm still trying to decide exactly what I want for the flavor, but I think it's basically like, it's kind of teleporting through things.
Right. Yeah. His he is so amazed and just he has never experienced anything that his adrenaline just kind of like lets him skip it. He's just like whatever, and just he continues. He swings once his short sword. A 13 does not hit you. He swings again.
No.
He hits for an 18. I see you have a 17-15 here. I don't know what your.
Oh
yes, that's right.
He
You also
hits
have
one. He hits one of the mirror images, and it dissipates.
Nice. Now he's actually freaked out, because he thought, I guess,
Oh
originally.
yeah,
that
it's
he-
also 3 of me coming up.
I kind of glanced over that, so he probably would have had an even more difficult time to try to fire at you when you were going up the cliff. But the other two scouts over here are going to attempt to just kind of fire some shots at you, and whichever one of you it hits. So a 17 and a 17. Do
Yeah, both come at me and both will hit.
okay. For 4 and 4, so for 8, and then the last scout once again is going to take a shot at you again. A 12 and a 21.
There's 4 scouts?
No, there's 3, but they each fire twice.
Oh, okay.
So the last scout is going to take another shot at you, but he only hits once for 21. So I guess roll to see if it hits one of your mirror images or if it hits you. Mirror image.
It hits a mirror image. What's his to hit? Oh, a 21. Yeah, obviously.
Gotcha. All right. So that's the ambush's turn. So Del Nadre, we're up to you now.
All right. So how far out from Rosemary is the warding wind?
10 feet up. So
10 feet. So
you-
you're above it, I think.
Yeah, you're above it. You
Yeah.
are somewhere between 15 and 20 feet. Whenever you want to make a decision on that, you're welcome to.
15 probably.
Okay.
But and then the difficult terrain thing just applies to everyone, right? That's not just like only enemies or.
Yeah, it's everybody.
Okay. Well, I'm going to attempt to jump forward out of the tree like 5 feet to land outside of the wind.
Okay. So you are jumping down 15 feet then.
Yep.
So you'll take some damage then. Because fall damage is 1d6 for every 10 feet after 5 feet. That doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right.
It's like a d6 every 10
1d6
feet.
for every 10 feet after. Oh, yeah, no. So I guess if you fall 10 feet, you take 1d6. So then. So you still just take 1d6 because it doesn't count until you hit that extra 20. Oh, no. It says you can take up to 10 feet. No, yeah. All right. So, yes, 1d6. It's every time you hit a milestone, then it goes up. So if you're in between, you're good. So you'll take 1d6 for your fall. It's not long. It's not tall enough to make you any roll or anything. So you're good to go from now. We'll say you used 5 feet of movement, and that's it.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll the one?
Are you gonna roll the? I mean.
Okay. You take 6.
Cool. Go away. Go away. There it goes. All right, and then I'm going to use 20 feet of movement to rush over here. Oh, I'm also bonus action disengaging, just because I'm running past the blue guy. So just in case that's like a thing.
Oh yeah. Of course.
And then I'm going to attempt to stab Red in the back with my rapier.
Okay. Yeah. Poke his
Yep.
back. Poke his back. 18 hits for sure. Third was that 15 damage?
15.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He is weak. He is
And then I'm gonna move another 5 feet, just kind of
work.
away.
He's very weak there. He's bleeding. His kidney is eviscerated. Damage was done, and he is not liking it. Red is in trouble. Rosemary, your turn.
My turn. I have a question. What is this thug wearing?
Mostly like oil leathers. Nothing really expensive, but also like he's not just some random guy off the street who was called to action. This is his job, quote unquote, and he is prepared to be here in the cold.
Does his armor have a lot of metal on it? Is my question.
More so metal rings and like accents than actually being metal itself.
Okay.
But
That's
I would say there's no metal touching his body.
Yeah, that's disappointing. In that case, I am going to step right over here. Angry as anything because this fucker just attacked my fucking capybara. Yeah. And I'm going to... So forced movement doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah?
That's true.
Correct.
So I'm gonna try to drag Croissant, like, back behind me if I can.
Okay.
It's kind of like pick him up by the scruff and put him behind me so that this guy can't get to him.
Okay, so now are you planning on doing that and making an action like an attack or something?
Yeah. Is it possible to use, like, my bonus action to move Croissant?
Not really.
Okay.
He's not...
I mean,
not really...
where is Rosemary?
I'm, like, right here.
I mean, you can rotate and just let go of him.
It's true.
Yeah, like, I wasn't gonna, like, drag him backwards. I was just gonna, like, kind of pick him up by the scruff and, like, put him behind me.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd say more so,
I mean,
you stuck your leg in between and kind of just shifted him out as you walked in between them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like, I was considering it my object interaction, kind of.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I was going to allow Croissant to attack next turn, but since he's just an object, objects can't attack, huh?
I want to keep my boy safe. He is my croissant.
he has a pretty good attack. Could have hit for +4.
That's true.
Anyways, yes, it's fine. You were able to shift him out of the way.
And then I'm gonna cast Moonbeam on this motherfucker. So that's a 5-foot radius, which I am gonna have to drop concentration on the
Warding Wind.
On the Warding Wind.
Okay, so you drop that. Just go ahead and draw a circle, like a little. Is it 5? Yeah, so like a 10-foot little like a.
I'm gonna try to put my animal over here and then give that a radius. Would that work?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so if I can do like that.
So it's a radius of 5. And we'll make it like a blue color. Does that work?
Yeah,
okay.
That works.
Yep.
So I need a Constitution saving throw from him.
Mr. Thuggy Man. He's going to get an 18 for his con save.
Oh, that'll pass actually. I'm pretty sure that passes at least. I'm
fairly certain.
Yeah, my DC is a 14, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. He takes half of 2d10 radiant damage and experiences searing pain.
Okay, so he'll take that at the start of his turn, but we will say he does take that. Because it doesn't technically it doesn't go until you does it just was I mistaken?
When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time, I guess on a turn or starts its turn there, it is engulfed by ghostly flames.
That was one thing is like when you do Boombeam, you don't actually proc anything whenever you first cast it, because then it would have been like your turn he takes it, and then when he starts his turn he takes it again.
That's fair.
It's his turn. Is when he takes it, but he will take it no matter what because he already failed it. So I'll mark it off as if he's taken it. It's just he still technically has 7 health until his turn.
Okay.
If that makes
but
sense.
I just want to put myself in between him and both the capybara and the kobolds.
Yes, and your spirit isn't affected by concentration at all, right?
No.
Okay.
My spirit's not really doing much.
Right. Did you want to move that?
Jesus Christ. Could anyone could anyone benefit from an advantage on ability checks made to detect creatures? Because if you can, I'll move it towards you.
I don't think anybody would. Well, maybe Bitte.
I guess I'll move it over towards the towards the cliff, so Bitte has an advantage on
Yeah.
noticing people, I guess.
Now, when you do your heal, do you have to be inside the aura as well, or is it anyone inside the aura additionally to you? Because that would
Inside or outside the aura, so I don't have to be inside the aura when
Okay.
I cast a spell.
I don't know if you still have a cure wounds, but if you did, that could help with Bitte because he is off on his own.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Rosemary?
That's it. And slightly less whelming than I was expecting it to be.
Less whelming. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Trex is going to make another 60 feet down. Put him right about there. He's tucking his way. He's trying to get out of here. Small and Zerk, though, are going to shift over here. Ooh, okay, wait. Moonbeam is every creature. Is that allies as well?
Yes, so allies need to stay out of there.
Okay, so let me just double check first on whether or not Zerk would have been aware of that, or insightful enough not to walk into your Moonbeam. Let's go with, where is this insight check? He rolled a 8. He was not insightful enough.
Can I, just hold my fucking arm out so he doesn't run past me into my Moonbeam?
You try, but he is too eager to assist, and so he gets in there wanting to provide flanking. He just needs to make a con save as he walks in, right?
Yeah.
So he definitely will want to move out after this.
Yeah, I bet. If he survives.
14 is his con.
That meets my my DC.
Okay, so then
So I think if it meets, it beats.
okay, then yes, it should be anything. Whenever you roll it, it's meet or beat.
Jesus Christ! Why did I roll good for that one?
Don't worry though, it's okay because half of that is still gonna keep him alive. But he's not gonna do very well as he drops down to 2 health.
I look over to him like, don't walk into the spell I cast on the bad guy.
Shit. Okay, wait 1 second.
You see his skin burning, it's gonna make your skin burn.
I know I didn't do anything to him yet, but when it gets to be his turn, you'll see.
You'll all see.
Christ. This is the world's worst rescue mission.
Oh no.
Or escort mission.
Okay, everyone pause for a moment. I gotta end the stream real quick. Blame Halo Infinite for taking up too much of my time. Or too much.
I blame Halo Infinite for everything.
Yeah. Anyways, back at it. I don't know how much we lost, but I don't think it's very much because I just got the notification. But Zerk walking into Moonbeam takes 7 damage from... Actually, he should take an 8 because it's rolled, rounds up. Takes 8
No,
damage.
it rounds down.
Fine. Rounds down. Takes 7 damage.
Unless you, the DM, are establishing that it rounds up, you have that power.
Now the other one...
I just can't not say anything. I'm sorry.
Zerk did not jump into it. So Zerk is going to be the first one to attack here with his dagger. Dagger. And he gets flanking, but he also has pack tactics. But we're going to swing once for a 22 for 6 damage against this guy, this thug. So a quick dagger to the back, and then or to the side, and then from the other side, what is his name? Grek is going to crit with a 24 for 5 damage. How?
How do you crit for 5 damage?
How do you crit for less than the guy across you just regularly attacked?
What the fuck?
Alright, so stabs the thug some more. And Small is, let's see, where is he? Is he going to get up this turn and assist? Or is he going to come back as a zombie? He rolled a 17 on his insight. He feels strong, and he feels that he shouldn't be just standing around. And so he's going to go, and he's going to take a couple steps and move towards the rest of his compatriots, but he's not going to be able to make it all the way. He's going to be stuck out here. Now we're back up to the turn to Levi, which still leaves me. attacking again. Levi now, once again, with some thugs right in front of him. But, oh, you moved back down, Audrey, didn't you?
I did.
So you are no longer...
I specifically moved out of melee range unless they have reach.
They do not. But that does put you out of assisting Levi with some flanking.
Flanking.
So
He doesn't need it. He's too cool for school as it is.
Just going to swing greatsword at the...
See? Look at that.
21 for 14 is going to flay the thug in half. And that's going to provide a very, very problematic problems to the demeanor of and psychology, physiology, no, psychology, no, the psyche of the thug next to him. And upon which he is going to action surge so that he can swing again at this thug. Shoot, should he use it? No, and he will for the second dice. Fuck. He's going to use his superiority dice to roll a precision strike for the second one.
You roll 2d6 because it's a crit.
Oh, fuck.
All dice are doubled.
Oh, my goodness.
And he has a bonus damage from raging.
So he gets plus 12, plus 8, 20, plus 2 for 22, then plus another 8 for 30 damage. And that is going to be enough to take this thug down in one hit. Well, 2 hits technically. But he's going to take out 2 thugs right there. Levi is raging. He is so angry. He is going to run and not notice he's going through. Wait.
Jesus Christ.
We're gonna halt right here real quick. Levi is so in his blood rage. But he's gonna roll his insight.
I swear to God, if I do more damage to my own teammates with this dumb second level spell.
Okay. It's a
Rosemary has moonbeamed before, right?
She is not, I don't think.
No,
this is the first time.
This is the first time it was gonna be like an OP thing because he hurt my fucking capybara, and now all of my friends are running into it.
Oh, I forgot to say Zerk. Ooh, Zerk would have. Oh, damn. Zerk would have walked away, but I'm afraid now that it would have given him an attack opportunity. So
he just like scooched right next to me, like right here, and like he's still
he wouldn't have provided
there.
He wouldn't have provided the flanking, so I can't do that anymore. That was necessary. He has a 12. He's raging. Let's just roll it with a disadvantage here. Let's try it one more time. See a bit more definitive, high or low here. Set some piss ass right in the middle. Roll 10. God.
Even more right in the middle.
It's just that that's the only person he can see that's within his range, and he's not. Because he sees the moonbeam, he could get right around. Okay, he's not gonna be too dumb. He hugs the cliff enough, and he's gonna drag the dead body of the person with him. He'll be sitting right here, so he's not right there. He's not in the moonbeam. Bete, it's your turn.
Okay. Beta is going to pardon. Beta is going to do something slightly different. Is going to kind of shimmer in the air as he mutters a little word, and he's gonna, move back over here. This tree over past this guy. How much movement it was? Out of curiosity, just sort of my 15 feet of movement. He's casting Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
So we can move without provoking opportunity attacks.
Nice.
And then he will go ahead and capitalize on that Zephyr Strike, making one weapon attack with advantage.
Okay.
which she will use to make a sharpshooter attack on this fucker.
Okay. Murder him. Murder him. Murder him.
Murder him.
19 hits.
Man, I suppose I didn't need to spend the spell slot, but you know what? It's fucking thematic
It's fine.
and still does that
It's
5 damage, so it's a total of 20 damage.
It is enough to eliminate the scout.
Nice.
And with that, Beta will use 15 more damage. 15 more damage. 15 more
I thought that was like, what?
movement. You know, his just general pool of damage he can allot how he wants. To move into melee with that scout.
Okay, nice. Good move. Good move. All right. Walk up now to the thugs. So this thug over here. Let's see. His heavy crossbow should still be within range. Yeah. He's gonna take one last shot against Trex. Oh, I know where I kept it now.
Oh, excuse me.
That will miss Trex, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
And it would have been enough to kill him. Because Trex is very weak. But after he misses, he's just kind of looks around and he just like, fuck this. And just, oops, I don't know what he's doing there. He doesn't dump down. He disappears off back into the night. Dell, let's see. Yeah, the fog is... sorry, I should actually give you 10 feet of night vision so you can see a little bit further into the fog. So that thug just kind of disappears. The thug that is right in there is kind of just... He throws his weapon down. God damn you, roll 20. Why are you being so laggy? He's going to throw his weapon down, and he is going to just kind of... He's giving up. And he unfortunately... Oh, he is going to... He's going to throw his hands up in surrender. And then he's going to move out of the moonbeam. Okay? But unfortunately, that does put him in a attack of opportunity to Grek and Levi. So we're going to roll, as we have been doing so far, insight checks. Levi doesn't know the word surrender. No, he does. But he is raging. So his mind is kind of head up. And the kobolds honestly couldn't give one rat's ass as the other. So they're going to take a wisdom at disadvantage, or insight at disadvantage, whether or not they're going to assist. It is an 18. Greg is more concerned about getting out of the moonbeam than he is about stabbing the guy who is leaving his point of order. And Levi, unfortunately, same situation. A insight check with disadvantage to see whether or not he will be able to determine that the person is... he does not. He thinks the guy is running away. He is going to take a quick attack against him from his back. Just a quick slice against his back. 23 will hit for 6 damage, plus 2, so 8 damage. Nice slice across the thug. Throws him prone. He is now on the ground, begging for his life. The scout up here, the pink scout, is going to fire 2 shots at you, Bete, before running away. And so let's pull up. Well, if I hadn't closed down the scout.
One will target the mirror image.
You still have one. You have one more, right?
I have 2 mirror images.
You started with 3, and then one hit you.
Started with 3, and one got used up, and the other one's hit me.
Okay. I thought the 20 hit your... When you rolled the 20 on your... the last time, that used up your second mirror image. Because because you had one from a short sword, one from longbow, and then this would be the second one the third one that would hit your mirror image. Am I mistaken? Either way, I don't think it'll play much of a difference here. I'm going to go with
Okay.
Yeah, it does hit your mirror image regardless. We'll come up with whether or not you get attacked again, on whether or not you have another mirror image or not. Luckily,
yeah, no, you're right. It did take 2.
that was your third one
Go
right
around.
there. So that means you're out of mirror images
Yeah.
now. Okay, so that one.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, because you get 3. So fires 2, 1 hits your mirror image, and it says, "Fuck it, I'm out of here." And then she's gonna run.
What were its rolls? Out of curiosity.
24 and a 7.
Okay. Yeah.
And the 24.
Well,
was a crit.
Actually, the 24 is a crit.
Yeah.
I think the crit technically hits me, and then the other one doesn't meet the AC of the mirror image.
Oh, let's see. I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Where does it show a crit would hit you?
No, it's just each attack the d20s I rolled there were to see if it targets me instead of them.
Right.
Instead of the.
So you rolled an 18. It should have targeted the duplicate, right?
No, I rolled a 4 and a 14 for the second attack.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so then that's true. Then you would take 13 damage from that longbow, and still have your mirror.
Which I will reaction Stone's Endurance.
Shit.
So I take 3 damage.
Shit. Nice. Wait, how do you take 3 damage? I only did 13.
Oh, you did 13?
Yeah, you should heal.
Oh, never mind. Then I get a temporary hit point. No, not really.
Yeah. All right. Then this scout right here is going to.
That was a great.
You're cutting it out on my end, Carson.
I was really pleased with that. I wasn't speaking.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can now. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what you were doing, but I just heard robotic voices. Anyways, so now we come down to the other scout that's in melee with you, right, Bite? And they're going to use their action to disengage, and they are also going to run 30 feet away, not getting as far as the other one did before.
Okay.
All right, Del Andre, your turn. Oh,
all right.
Wait 1 second, real quick before this.
Right.
As the other scout runs away, you hear a whistle kind of pierce through the fog. This like a sounding whistle, something heard commonly, to make people aware. It's kind of sounds like it doesn't sound like any bird. It's like a woo wee, but more whistly. And then you hear the sound of like some kind of like some bird, but it doesn't sound like a bird. It sounds like it was more like a hiss or something coming out from the sky. And then now it's your turn, Del.
All right. I'm gonna go see if I can find the thug that ran off. So, wandering blindly. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Dash. Bonus action. 35. 40. Ah, I see him. Okay. I'm going to try to shoot him in the back with my short bow.
Okay.
Am I surprising him in any way as I'm
Yeah, I'll give you
coming upon him from the frog?
I'll give you a sneak attack. He definitely he ran away. He wasn't expecting to be attacked because he kind of just thought you guys would lick his wounds, and you did come out of the fog where he is also just kind of He's just wandering. He just knew he had to get the fuck away, and he just like picked a direction and is running that way. So yeah, I'll give you a surprise. Are you trying to do anything specifically with this short bow attack, or just to attack?
I mean, if I can hit him in like the leg to cripple him or something, then hell yeah.
Okay.
Ankle shot.
If I do that, I will take away your sneak attack, and it would have been disadvantage, but you would have you hit regardless. So it's just, do you want to do more damage?
Okay, so disadvantage cancels out the advantage and take away my sneak attack. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just take the 9.
All right, so 9 damage, and he's gonna be limping along for his fight. Not only that, but bleeding along the way. You can move closer to him if you wish, or if you can. I don't know if you can, or if you used up all of your stuff.
I'm pretty sure that was 40 to get here.
Quick question what was the taking away advantage, giving advantage thing?
So it's more so a thematic or role-playing way, but if you ever want to like choose to take a shot, like target a body part with a shot, I'll impose certain difficulties, and if you make it, then you will. So for him, he chose before I got an opportunity to say anything before he rolled it, it would have been a disadvantage to try to target a body part, and he wouldn't have gotten a sneak attack just because his goal there is more so just trying to get out. He probably would have gone out in the open specifically to try to take a bit more time to fire at his leg. He hit regardless, but like, I mean, if you and the same thing for you, range attacks. If you ever want to like target somebody to try to do something else, like trip them up, hamstring them, whatever, always feel free to say it, and we'll work it in there, even if you're in melee, not just ranged.
Yeah.
Like when you swing to target somebody, it's going to be a bit harder to hit because you're trying to hit a specific body part rather than just trying to hit the person.
I get you.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
I get you. I got a little.
So yeah.
Lost in the advantage.
So
disadvantages. So carry on.
Del Nadre fires a short bow right into the running away thugs. Calf. He leaves a pretty good blood trail now, in addition to having to limp his way out of there. The thug is still going to continue on and move away. So it is. Is there anything else you'd like to do there, Del Nadre?
You know what? I will go ahead and move the extra 5 feet and put myself in melee range with this guy.
All right. Is there anything you want to say?
Give him the choice.
Besides just like you're out there, you're in the open, role play wise. The fight's winding down here.
I will brandish my rapier in kind of a threatening manner and just be like, all right, last chance, friend. Surrender now, or we can end this the hard way.
Are you doing it more intimidation or persuasion? And whichever you want, just make me a roll there.
I did say in a threatening manner, so I'll go with intimidation, even though my persuasion is much higher.
Yeah.
Well, it's not much higher, but that would have only been like an 8 instead of a 6, so that's fine. I'm a small, thin lad. I'm not especially threatening.
True. All right. Let's see. Thug. He got a 2.
But
he got a 2.
But maybe he wants to. Yeah, maybe he wants to be smart and choose to fail.
He got a 2 and a 1 as his rolls. So he's definitely just gonna kind of like, and he, without even turning around, he throws his weapon down. He turns around and looks at you, and he kind of just is like, I probably could have taken him, but his weapon's already down. Your bow's already drawn.
I said it in my best Levi impression.
His hands are up. And
surrender, friend.
His hands are up, and he's just like, okay, I'm done. Rosemary, you still have a thug near you, though. You're in the heat of battle here.
There's a thug next to me who's like, he said he like dove down and is begging for his life though, right?
Yeah, he didn't just dove down. Levi cut him across the back with his greatsword as he was shifting out of the moonbeam, and he had already thrown his weapons down. So he's prone and giving up.
Can I see any other thugs from my position? I probably these are way out of my sight.
No,
these guys are here, right?
You're vaguely aware that the 2 that you can see are dead. Okay. And then there was one that ran away, but you don't know where it is. You also don't know where Del Nadre is, and you have no idea what Bitte is doing and where he is at this time. As far as you're concerned,
Okay.
this is the only enemy in your sight.
Alright, I'm gonna dispel my moonbeam because there's no point in moving it somewhere because I can't see anybody.
Thank God, because Greg would have died.
Well, I was gonna move it regardless. I was gonna move it so Greg was no longer in the moonbeam.
Mood over Bot's dead body. Just bake him alive. Moon bake him.
Christ. Trying to keep these fucking kobolds alive. And I will move to start tying up the thug so he doesn't get any fucking wise ideas.
Okay. He's not resisting, and you have plenty of time, so just call a take 20 on that, and you secure him up fairly nicely.
Okay.
All right. Now, is there anything at this point? We're now down to Trex, so I'm going to kind of delete the turn order. Although Bitte, you still have things to do. And since you're all the way up at the top of the order, Bitte, do you want to continue to pursue the scouts that are running away? You kind of have some time. They're still there. You can take a look back at where, to kind of get a feel for the situation here. If you still want to continue them, that's fine. We can keep that fight going, but we'll resolve that real quick. Carson, you there?
Yes.
Yep. Did you hear me?
Yes. Ah, shit. Sorry.
I asked, do you the two scouts that are disappearing and running away from you? Do you still want to pursue them?
Oh yes, very much so.
Okay. All right. Well then, is anybody making an attempt to stop Trex from running away?
Fuck no.
Okay. All right. Trex, still still believing there's danger, is going to hightail out of here, and he's gonna disappear off the map. Kind of continue running back to Tourmaline. That leaves Bitte now. Levi is unraged. He's back to normal, starting to kind of get it back into a feel of what is actually happening in the battle. Bitte, you have two scouts that are have fled from you. One is still in your vision. The other one is half obscured. Probably has half cover as it's kind of in some bushes and trees. Actually, I'd say that's definitely a tree, so no half cover. They're both, one's underneath a tree cover, the other one's right there in the open. Now,
what do you mean underneath a tree cover?
So this one right here, the purple one. I'm sorry, you probably can't see anything, can you?
No, I can
see
just
both?
the edge of that one.
Okay, so there's a tree technically.
I can see both of them.
They're technically underneath the second one is the further one is underneath the tree. But because they're under a tree doesn't prevent you from being on ground level with them. So, ignore everything I had said beforehand. So you have two scouts in front of you.
Okay.
It's so dramatically.
Vito will bonus. Yeah, what was that? Was that a hiccup? Oh. Vito will. Let me mark off the slot for it. Oh, no, that is increasing my spell slots. That is not the reality. Will cast Hunter's Mark on the farther one, and will throw a dart at the near one, using sharpshooter.
Okay. 15 hits.
Will a 15 hit?
Yeah.
For 23 damage.
It kills it. Yes.
And Beta will draw another and say, "There is no hiding from me. Say, explain, and your life is spared." And Beta will move. Sorry, there's like a fulcrum in the light there,
Oh,
but
yeah. Sorry, my bad. That's
if,
the edge of the dark of the thing.
if there's anything for him to get, there's like a weird thing going on here for me. Like the light is bending around this point in space.
It's
Anyways, I mean, if there's nothing to hide behind it, it doesn't really matter.
no, it's it's the edge of the dark vision, or the yeah. So yeah, that should fix it for you.
And actually, okay. Actually, Beta's not going to follow all the way. He's going to leave some distance.
Okay.
So that the guy thinks they can just get away a little bit if they're. So there's like a question whether like he's got darts, I could get away.
Okay. The other scout we're gonna leave it up to an insight check here because they don't want to be captured, of course, but also you just impaled their friend with one attack. So we're gonna give a insight with advantage here. It's gonna be a 19. They're gonna come out there, hands up, weapons dropped on the ground in the snow. Now you will notice that they looked up to the right. They looked up and to the right, which from where you are you can't really see it. But there's kind of looked up in the fog off to the right as they walked forward. Hands up, weapons dropped, surrendering to you. Bitte.
Beta is going to come up to them and kind of like pull them back behind the tree cover a little bit and try and make a perception check.
Where he was looking?
Yeah.
Okay. Make me a perception check.
What is up there?
With disadvantage as you look up, because it's the fog, but you can kind of vaguely see there's like a higher cliff up there.
What is up there that you are looking at?
There was a figure for just a moment that disappears. You pretty much only saw a shadow, but there was somebody else here watching over this fight that did not take part at all. The scout kind of just looks at you and just like, I don't know, what are you talking about? I don't know nothing. I'm just here. I'm sorry, man. No harm done, right? Like we're all alive, right? Except a pal there, Bartle. Bartle's dead. You killed Bartle, man. Like, what did Bartle ever do to you?
Beta is going to pull out like a large liuku, like a Scandinavian work knife kind of deal, and he's gonna cut the guy's belt off, like his belt that has like his weapon and his quiver and stuff.
Okay.
And he's gonna pick it up, and he is going to lead the scout over to the edge of the cliff here, and call down, it's like, who all is alive? Hang on, I gotta get the voice back. Who all is alive? Nope, that's even more German. God, trying to keep it Scandinavian.
I kill you.
Who all is alive? There we go.
There we go. Yeah. The sounds of battle have quieted now, and the only thing that you hear on the wind is just the quiet sway of the wind and the snow that slowly falls upon the clearing and the gully and the cliff. Now, Dell, you have a thug right there as well. What are you doing with your thug?
So I'm gonna take some rope and I'm gonna tie his hands behind his back.
Okay.
I'm not taking the arrow out of his leg specifically, leaving that there.
Okay. He does
to discourage running.
Hey, come on, man! Like, it's right there. Just pull it out. I heard.
Honestly, I'm more likely to kill you than help you with this. we have a healer who'd be more than happy to take a look at it. So just,
You don't need to take a look at it.
Behave.
Just to know that you're supposed to just pull it.
behave and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
just
I'm
pull
just
it
kind of
out.
ignoring him as I tie his wrists, and I'm going to collect his weapons.
All right, where would you like to lead him? To the edge of the cliff or to down to the bottom?
I'm going to lead him like back down to the tree, like where everyone is at.
Okay, so we'll put him back down to the tree. So Bitte, you kind of come down to the edge of the cliff face there, and you look out and you see Del Nadre has a thug wrapped in rope. You can kind of see there's another thug surrounded by a lot of your compatriots underneath the tree, but just with your height and the way it is, it's kind of hard for you to see there. And you kind of have to be a bit closer to shout out. But you all hear Bitte shout out to you all, who is still alive.
Levi will call back.
It is I, Levi. I am here. Yes, Bitte. We have 2 captured down here. Bring yourself and anybody else. Something of war. There's a word
Prisoners
there.
of war.
Not prisoners.
Spoils?
That's what I'm thinking of. Spoils of war you have collected. There we go. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, actually. I'll leave my tied up thug, and I'm going to go check these guys if they've got any stuff.
Yeah.
Mary will start doing her thing healing-wise, I guess. I think my spirit is still maybe around. It lasts for a minute, I think.
Oh yeah, I deleted it, but it is still. I'd say it's still around if like your first thing was to recover. You can definitely use it for a cure wound still.
Yeah, I'll do I'll do a cure wounds on Grek because I feel bad that he walked right into my thingamajig. So then the 2 thugs will both get 4 HP.
Okay.
And anyone else who got hurt, so probably Levi as well.
What is your roll for your cure wounds?
That's a D8 plus my spellcasting modifier, which is... Oh, wait, I have a thing for that. Where is it? 1d8 plus 4 is 7.
7. All right, so...
And then I'm like, oh, Levi, do you need a cure wounds?
He would probably reject. He would probably say no. Although he did get hurt, he took almost 20 damage. He's still more than half health, and with your plus 7, he's up to 42. So he's only missing 11. So I would say he probably does not take that.
Oh, we got
Grek,
7 HP.
Grek gets 7, but everyone else gets 4 because it's my my druid level. So everyone gets 4.
Okay, so he's up to 39. So slightly
got
less.
me all excited.
Slightly less.
Croissant also gets 4.
Oh yes, Croissant gets 4. Excellent. Puts Croissant just below max health. Still missing 2 HP there. Thugs get 4 each. It's up to 10. This one's up to 27.
And I give Croissant scritches behind his ears.
You're back up to 9. Good. Small's up to 8. Okay, everyone's fairly recovered. Except for... Del, you search for the thugs, and you find one is carrying... I guess, question, do you have any interest in their actual gear they were using? Which is
I mean, it just looks like basic gear, right?
Yeah, it's nothing special.
It's nothing's gonna jump out as magical.
No.
Nah, I'm more interested in like what's in their pockets, specifically like if they've got gold or...
Yeah, so...
a letter that says, hey, I need you to wait here and ambush these guys, signed...
No. Now between them, they're carrying 13 gold, 11 silver, and 13 copper pieces. So 13 gold. You're typing it.
I got it.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what you find between those 2 that are dead.
So,
would you wish to search the ones that are alive?
so seeing that.
Hell yeah.
Okay. You find. Let's just make it easy. You find another 7 gold between the other 2. So.
Okay.
20 gold. Bitte.
Are you just pocketing those?
Beta?
I am not adding it to my inventory yet.
Okay.
Come on, everyone. I'm gonna take the.
I was
I'm gonna
curious
take the
if I
11.
had to put it in the Do we have a inventory thing, or is that
We have
in
a
the
sled. We have a
one?
sled gear is what we're using for
it
that.
Is, it has not been updated for a while. But
I
yes,
have other campaigns where we have like an inventory channel, and so I always ask before I put it in there.
I'm gonna pocket the silver and the copper, and we can split the gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
No judgment.
So,
Just asking.
So Beta is
So 5 gold each.
Beta. Can y'all hear me?
yes, we can.
Yes.
Now I can.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
you've been cutting out a little bit.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, that is good to know now. Beta will seeing the other two prisoners will basically search this guy's pockets, take his gold. He'll hold on to his weapon belt and send him off. So we already have prisoners to interrogate. We will find what we need to pass along to your employers that we are reasonable people if approached reasonably. And pat him on the butt, send him off, and then he'll roll these bodies. Just grab these bodies by the belts and just toss them off the cliff.
Good God.
And climb down himself.
We're reasonable people as you throw a corpse off a cliff.
Is that the sound of more bodies to loot?
Yeah, he picks them back up and he's carrying them like a carpetbagger with their big carpety bags. And
big carpet bags.
Just like that. And he brings them back over and he says, "Whatever we're doing here, we need to be quick about it. For the next hour, I can follow that fucker to where they came from.
Oh.
If we so choose."
Good on you, man.
Is that just because you have the ability to follow the tracks, or are you magically tracking them?
I mean, that plus I put Hunter's Mark on him. I specifically cast it on the one that I wasn't going to kill immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you casted that when you like smacked him on the butt?
No, you cast it during combat.
No, I cast it during the combat.
My bad. Okay. All right.
I cast it right before I skewered the other one.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well then, and that's we'll circle back to that after this whole thing on where you can track them where they went, basically. Like, is it more so like what direction they are in, and how far away they are?
I think it's advantage on perception checks to find and track them.
Okay.
Specifically, is what it says.
So it's more so really just like you have your hunter's mark, and you can, if you wanted to, pick up the trail really easily, but you don't magically know where they are from where you are right now.
Yeah, you have advantage on any wisdom, perception, or survival check you make to find them, and if they drop to 0 hit points before the spell, it's not going to move it. Okay.
Okay. Sounds
good.
Then
so that's all it. That's all it means.
All right. The last two scouts have. Let's see. They have. So I'm just gonna flip to another page and see who has what. 34 silver pieces, 34 copper pieces. Sorry, 31 copper pieces, 34 silver, and 15 gold. Outside of that, if you guys need like random adventuring gear, let me know what it is. We can roll to see whether or not you find it on them, because they are, wannabe adventurers to a point. Like, oh, I need some rope. Yeah, Thug A has a thing of rope. Stuff like that.
We'll probably take the rope off of them so that we replace whatever we've tied them up with.
Fair enough.
Rosemary's gonna walk over to Del Nadra and I'm gonna say, "Hey, you're pretty good with like the whole words thing, right?"
Not bad. Not bad.
Oh, how do you do that? If I could get like 10 essential tips and tricks, because I have a spell that I can do that they'll think that I'm their friend, but also I'm bad at words. So
Can I
You
just
know
get,
what?
like,
I'll
10 tips on words?
10, 10 essential tips and tricks for beginners with words. I should make a character sheet for Bree and see if she's better at fucking charisma than Rosemary is.
You should. Yes. You should make like a level 2 character for Bree, because I'd probably say that's about what she was.
Yeah, level 2 woodcutter of some sort. She might have been a ranger.
She probably was a ranger. Not to the point where she got any kind of pets or anything, but enough to where she was like, yeah, I could cut wood and know what I'm cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually I would say try to use a lot of disarming words, like, let them know you're on your side and that kind of stuff. But it sounds like you sort of have that magically covered.
Like parry or dodge or I take your sword, like those sort of disarming words.
No, more like, hey man, we're not gonna hurt you. We just want you to answer some questions, and
Right.
it kind of depends on what route you want to go. Like, because you can be good cop or you can be bad cop. You can like offer them a snack and, hey, can I help you with that wound you've got? I do that in exchange for stuff. Or you can like put your hand on the arrow and like try to drive it into him and offer to stop only if he tells you what you want to hear.
That one sounds mean. Do you do both of those?
Usually you try to go one or the other, or if you're going to do both, you have two separate people do it. I have found that the second one is usually more effective, though. Information gained under torture is usually much more reliable.
That's something that I don't think I wanted to know, and
holding
especially not from you.
Vita is standing still holding the corpses near them so they don't want to run.
Like, hypothetically, I think I read that somewhere.
Okay. Cool. She, like, gives him a double thumbs up and wanders back over to Green Thug over here.
I'm going to continue, like, rifling through the bodies, presuming I'm still gathering the coins and things that I have.
So,
just this whole time, I just kind of look up with my hands in these guys' pockets.
When I describe, like, a cool dad pose, do you guys know what I'm talking about? When you, like, hike one knee up and you kind of lean over on it. It's, like, almost a Captain Morgan, but it's like, hello, fellow kid.
So it's Captain Morgan's dad's pose.
Yeah, Captain Morgan's dad's pose.
Hey there.
Bree walks over, Rosemary walks over, turns the chair around backwards and sits on it with her arms crossed on top.
Exactly. Like, that's the vibe I'm going for. And I'm gonna cast Charm Person on him.
Okay. Which one? Green?
So I need the green guy, and I need a Wisdom saving throw from him.
Okay. All right. Of course, because I closed the thugs sheet. I'm not gonna.
So you don't need their stats.
Well,
once they're pacified.
Obviously. Wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
He got a 15.
Motherfucker. So Rosemary comes up, waves her hands, casts a spell, and is like, "Hey, buddy. Hey, friend.
Yes.
Hey."
And the
totally.
The thug responds by spitting in your face.
I look back over to Dell and I go, "It's not working."
Which is she over on? She's over on Green Thug.
Yeah.
I'm over on Green Thug.
He was a bit more friendly whenever he threw his hands up the first time. His attitude is kind of soured after getting a big gash across his back after surrendering.
Like, listen, my buddy, my guy, I did do some healing on you. I didn't have to do that.
But it wasn't actually, like, you didn't target him. He just felt better. So he doesn't know it was you. He just feels like he feels better.
I moved my magic unicorn over here specifically so you would feel better.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not aware of the intricacies of the magical unicorns.
Yeah.
As
I'm
far
gonna try
as...
to catch, or go ahead.
Go on.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna try to catch Rosemary's eye, and hold up a dagger and like pantomime stabbing and just like softly twisting it back and forth. And
Rosemary's gonna look at that, look back at the guy, look back at Dell, then look to Levi. Like, Levi, are you good with words?
Levi's gonna look at you and just like, well, typically people just want to do the best thing, right? They just want to be good people. So maybe if we ask the thug just to tell us, he will.
Okay. Hey, buddy. So who told you to come attack us?
It was a job. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't mean anything to me.
I mean, yes, obviously you guys are hired thugs. That's, like, not my question, though.
Well, I answered your question, didn't I?
No, you really didn't, though. Because I said, who hired you, not, were you hired?
I wouldn't be a very good professional if I just told you who hired me at the first question. I mean, come on.
Yeah, well,
You couldn't
you could be a very alive
professional.
Jinx. Motherfucker.
So you're saying you're gonna threaten
Great
me with
minds.
physical violence then, huh? You're gonna stab me?
we're much more of an emotional violence kind of group.
You did also
The scars
kill
you'll
one
get
of our...
will be mental.
You did also, like, definitely murder one of our friends in cold blood and try to kill all of us. So, like...
Oh, I'm sorry.
You don't have the moral high ground here.
You're Kobold? That's your friend over there? What? That was just target practice.
Okay, A, that's kind of racist. B, that was our friend. Show some respect to Vought.
Oh, Vought? Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like a Vought of poop, huh?
Okay, you're not very good at that, so you should probably stop.
My kids love it, so I don't know what you do. They're happy enough with it.
Oh, you have kids?
Ooh, threaten
What
his
are their
kids.
names? How old are they?
It's a good question.
That's leverage.
I got Cade. He's I think the last time I saw him, he was about 3 or so. Gord, I don't know, he's a little shit. That's just from a whore, so no worries there, right? Not really a kid if he's a bastard, right?
Okay, every word you say is making me like you less.
That's fine. I don't think I was here with the impression of trying to get you to like me. I gave up simply because you're adventurers, you're heroes, right? Heroes don't kill people in cold blood.
I mean, we're kind of a group of associates doing stuff for people. I don't know if that counts as being heroes. I mean, I don't like murdering people, but, like, you came and tried to murder us first, so...
Rosemary, I kind of thought you'd be like the voice of reason. Like, you know what? Yeah, we are
I'm
heroes.
trying to be, but also he's being, like, racist against kobolds. He did kill our friend. Now he's, like, saying, like, he has a bastard son that he doesn't care about, and Rosemary, who, like, just discovered that she has 2 kids she's never met, like, isn't sure how to feel about that.
Just go ahead. Ask what you want. You can let me on my way. It's a long goddamn trek back to my city. Can't go back to 10 Towns anymore, of course.
Why not?
Well, unfortunately, lady, I didn't find a employer that is accepting as you are. This failure here is kind of the end of the line. If I go back, kind of.
So you have no loyalties then. So who hired you?
No,
Like, they're not gonna hire you back. Like, you're not gonna get work in these towns again. You might as well just tell us.
This is not my first surrender. Thank you very much. Whether or not I succeeded in my plan, rolling over on your advisor and your supervisor, I should say, is a good way to find an arrow in the back of your neck when you're wandering down an alleyway 400 miles to the south.
Well, I got nothing. Bit should we go follow your dude?
There is still a second thug there, but additionally, there is the other people as well. Yes,
It's true. I don't know what to do with our kobolds now if we're gonna go on like a side adventure, because I don't want to send them to town without us.
Well, Trex already went to town. Maybe he's there and doing fine.
Sure he is. Trex is totally gonna be dead as soon as we continue up the path.
No. Maybe.
All right.
It's a very good chance that's true.
Like, last I saw, Trex was running away and someone was firing an arrow on his at his back, so Rosemary's of the opinion that Trex is probably dead.
Probably.
Like, oh yeah, you also killed these guys' leader and friend.
He doesn't really see it as a friend. Yeah, so, who's up next?
All right. While Rosemary is interrogating Green Thug, I'm going to finish my investigation of the bodies. And considering you said that Levi cut this guy in half, yeah. I'm going to assume there's a fair amount of blood to work with.
There is.
Even if I was careful, there's probably a fair amount on my hands. And if there's not, I'm going to make sure there's some on my hands. And going to kind of do the thing where I go to like wipe something like a speck of blood off of like the cheek below my eye and just do a long bloody smear. And I'm going to walk over and I'm going to hunker down next to Purple Thug. And I'm going to speak to him real quietly, you know, just kind of, we're going to have our own private little conversation.
He just kind of like sighs when you come closer. Like, I can't believe it.
And I'm going to be giving him some real crazy eyes.
He just
like the whole time I've got just kind of like a half smile and my eyes are just slightly wider than would be comfortable.
So yeah, you walk up and he kind of just like is muttering under his voice, just like, I can't believe I freaking surrendered to this guy. And he just looks up and just like, he stops and he's just staring at you. He's very unnerved. He's just like,
Hey friend, how's the leg?
Yeah.
We got wind again.
Carson, could you mute?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for that. So happy that you shot me in the leg as I was running away, defenseless. Must think you're a big man, huh?
I don't respond, but I'm gonna like fully smile now, like showing teeth, and reach out one finger and put it on the edge of the arrow, just barely pressing, like enough where he's gonna feel it, but I'm not trying to cause any pain yet.
He grimaces a little bit. It's uncomfortable. It's more of like an anticipation grimace. Like he's just like, it's gonna hurt, so I'm gonna prepare for myself. He's just like, he's just like, okay, fine. I can see you're the kind of person that's not going to let me leave here without telling you something. So just ask your questions, and I'll say whatever I want, and then I leave, right?
Yup, absolutely. As I mentioned, my friend, and I just kind of gesture with my chin over towards Rosemary as she's attempting her investigation, is a fair hand at healing. You might have actually felt a little bit of her magic already.
Yeah.
All I want to know is who hired you to be here.
Come on, man. you're an adventurer, right? You know it's not as easy as that when you're dealing with mercenaries and stuff. Like, we get hired, right? All I can say is, you know, we're the Stepwell group. It's us and a bunch of guys and from the outskirts of Neverwinter.
Hmm. Do I know that name?
It is a small gang. They really don't have ties with anybody. They are very much anybody who wants to hire us, we will do whatever. But it's not. It's like more of like a, you've heard it maybe once or twice. It's not anybody you've interacted with. As being a merchant, you need to be well aware of those who can steal your goods.
Okay. And I'll just say, so was this an anonymous hiring, or do you know a name and you just don't want to give it up and very slightly increase the pressure?
Okay. Look, we know it. We know a name. Okay. I don't know if I've ever met that person. All right. It was anonymous on my end. I'm definitely not the hired thug here. That was Well, you killed him. He's over there in pieces. You know, it was such an easy job too. All we had to do, come up here, intimidate. That was it. Just be intimidating to the people, and man, to those people in Tourmaline, just roll over to us. It's pretty good. It was really nice. We didn't do anything though. You know, like this is. You could consider this our first act of aggression. If that. I mean, I don't really consider it too aggressive.
Were you even trying to ambush us, or was this just random?
I mean, you're not the first person we ambushed. Things went a bit sloppy with the first group. Had to kill a few. And we, to ensure that the voices weren't heard in town, we kind of took them out. A few of our gang members went back to Neverwinter to deposit these guys. But we weren't trying to kill you guys. Our orders were to, well, the first group as well, our orders were to beat you up, move you out of town. We were just supposed to ensure nobody ever really figured out what happened to the miner until we had a new speaker. And then we were going to be paid to take care of everything. Little pissant little kobolds there. We're going to be dead meat. We'll be eating well in Tourmaline.
Alright. So after that, as soon as he's saying that they've just like killed some presumably innocent people, I'm just gonna fully drop the facade and go just completely emotionless cold. And now I'm gonna fully grasp the arrow, still not pressing it, but so what information do you have
So he calls out.
that makes your life worth it?
He calls out in pain. So Rosemary, Levi, Bitte, you all hear this. Levi is gonna kind of take a step forward towards you and just he's not at the point where he's saying anything yet, but he is.
I'm just gonna give him a look like I'm.
He's looking at you.
No, like again, just looking at him, showing that I'm like in control of myself. I'm not like enraged or anything. Just give him a calm look and look back towards the thug.
Okay, so Levi is just standing nearby, but isn't anything. Rosemary, Bitte, you hear the thug kind of scream out, like in almost like he's asking for mercy. He's just kind of whimpering a little bit as Del Nadri has. Would you say you twisted it or inserted more? You kind of really put the pressure on to kind of push the arrow in a bit further in.
Well, so again, it's like up till now I've just been like kind of had like a single finger very lightly pressing on it, but now I'm just fully grasping it. Again, more of like a threat, not actually trying to twist but obviously grabbing it that quickly would probably have had some kind of effect. It would have moved in him.
Still calls out. So Bitte, Rosemary, do you make any response to this?
I forgot I was on mute. She's gonna stand up. She's not, like, directly paying attention to Green Boy over here anymore, and she's watching very intently, to see what Del Nadre does next, and if she needs to intervene.
If she needs to do the same thing to her guy.
She's still, like, not really about that life. She doesn't like these guys, but it is a little rough for her.
Oh, is that one of the tips and tricks with the words you said, Del? I need to stab them with an arrow first?
Stab them with the arrow.
Write that down.
Yeah. Bitte, any response from you before we continue with Del Nadre?
I think Beta goes ahead and drops the two and goes, "Hey, I don't like these individuals, but they don't seem to be of really any further use, and frankly, I'm not really appreciating the fact that they're attempting to claim some sort of moral high ground about being kept prisoner or attacked from behind after, ambushing and trying to slaughter people who just want a new life for themselves. I already have the guy that we can track if we want to dig further. Honestly, I say probably. I mean, we can probably just slit their throats and move on. I don't know.
Okay.
And they don't seem to be cooperative any further. They've given us almost no useful information. I mean, unless y'all have something to say to really make it more worth our while, I mean, we could slit your throat or hamstring you or cut up the bottom of one of your feet so that you can't make it back to town quicker than us. But, there's the chance of a slower, longer death in the wild or getting fallen upon by animals. It's entirely up to you.
All right. That's definitely some words to say to them. Levi gives you a stern look, Bitte. He does not approve of the killing of the prisoners. He is more so along the vein of, we will either let them go or we will tie them up and leave them here, and hopefully their compatriots will come back for them. But he definitely wants to keep his hands clean as much as possible. However, Del Nadre...
Is there an option that we turn them in town?
Yeah, obviously.
Ooh. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Raspberry will kind of speak up and say, I think there are, probably some sort of sheriff or something in the town up the way that would probably know roughly what to do with them.
I feel embarrassed. I spend way too much time out in the wilds. It's so rarely an option for me. My goodness. I need to re-examine some things, don't I? Jesus.
I mean, I understand when you're kind of out in the wilderness, but civilization also exists.
It is only 15 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Del, you've heard your party's stance, so to speak. Continue on with your interrogation.
Okay. I'm gonna lean in and whisper in the thug's ear so that no one else can hear me. And I'm gonna tell him, now arrest kind of makes sense for your buddy over there, but with that leg, I don't think we can afford to get stuck out in this storm any longer than we need to be. I'm not sure that offer extends to you.
Oh, what?
And while I'm up next to him and he can't see my face, I'm going to look up at Levi and wink at him. Just to try to keep him from knocking me out.
The thug is just kind of like, wait, what do you mean? I mean, hold on, like the guy he's way more dead than me. Like, I can definitely make it back to town. You don't need to do anything like that. Come on, let's be reasonable here.
On this leg, and I will very softly twist the arrow a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'll ask more questions. I'll answer. He's biting his lip right now, just trying to keep himself from shouting out, which doesn't make too much sense unless perhaps somebody else is listening in.
Just give me a name. If you don't know who hired you, tell me who would know.
Come on, man. You know I'm gonna die after this. If you follow up on the name I give you, look, I can't. Just go.
Let me put it this way. There's two of you here. One of you heavily injured, left behind, maybe even escaped. If another one makes it back to jail, who's more likely to have told?
The one who's in jail because they're the one who's alive. Look,
Who knows if you made it out?
Look, you gotta promise me this, okay? He looks at you. He's gonna ask you something, okay? You gotta promise me here. If I tell you, you let me walk. I walk through these woods. I make it my own. It's my life's in my hands. I don't give a rat's out about any of you guys. Whatever freaky deaky stuff you're doing here with these kobolds. I'm tired of the cold. I want to get back to somewhere warm. I'm done with this. I give you a name. One name is all you need. You just let me go, okay?
I'll hold up a hand for a handshake. I can even promise you can leave without my arrow in your leg.
Fine. Okay. Look. I don't know if he's really connected to anything else, but Boomy is our mastermind here. He's not part of the Stepwell gang. No, he was our contact with whoever hired us. He told us to wait here. He's let us. I mean, been with us pretty much everything. He was here too. I'm pretty sure he was here. He was here last time. Maybe he should have been here on the other cliff. That's all I can say, man. Anything else? I'm a dead man anyways. If I don't get out of here quick enough. Their agents are all over, man. Their agents are
It wasn't so bad, and I'll pat him on the shoulder and yank the arrow out of his leg.
Oh, son of a fuck!
This one's ready for healing, Rosemary, if you've still got anything.
I have one spell slot. I will come over and cast a Cure Wounds on him.
So I should say, he doesn't really necessarily need as much healing as he does just medical attention. If you just want to roll,
Oh, okay.
A medicine check.
Yeah, I could do a
Bandage
medicine
the
check.
leg.
Yeah, he's fairly
19.
He's fairly good on his. Yeah, no problem. You're able to keep him good. He's patted down. He has a good enough gauze and packaging on his wound. He can make it. And he kind of just looks up at you, Del Nadri, and Rosemary. He's like, okay, come on, cut me loose. Let me go. That's the agreement.
Yeah, as she's bandaging the leg, I'm gonna untie him and take my rope back.
Rosemary's gonna kind of look up at Del as he's doing so and raise an eyebrow, but she won't protest.
Thug's gonna stand up and he looks over to the other one. He's like, "Best of luck, Moody," and just walks away.
What did he say? Moody?
Yeah, he called this one Moody.
And he said his contact was Boomy. Granted, I didn't hear that. I'm just taking notes.
Boomy, yes. And if you're familiar, Boomy was the name of the gentleman that was with the miner outside of the.
Oh.
He was, at least rather, the miner referred to the other guy by saying, "Did you hear that, Boomy?" But that would be the only time y'all have ever heard his name. So,
And that guy was in.
He was all.
That guy was somewhere before.
Yes,
one of us recognized
He was
him.
in the tavern with the miners when you guys had the conversation with them.
Okay.
He never spoke, but he just was sitting there. He wasn't dressed like them. He doesn't look at a plate. He's not a miner himself. He is something else.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, Dell, you implied he was with somebody else before? Was it?
Yeah, I said something like, tell whoever you report to at city that escapes my name right now.
Targus?
Targos? Targos, yeah.
Oh yeah, Targos. Because
Tell whoever you're reporting to at Targos that I can't wait to learn more about them or something like that.
Yeah. So you have the impression that Boomy is connected to Targus. And now you know that Boomy is directly connected to whatever has been happening here. And since you're aware that Boomy has connections to the miners, now you have that connection as well.
Okay.
All right.
Connections on connections.
Connections on connections. Bitte, how are you doing over here, buddy?
Bit is doing good.
Yeah.
He's definitely getting a little antsy to be on our way if we're gonna do the tracking.
Now the question is, now that we have a prisoner that we do want to like turn into the authorities, and we have our kobolds with us, and we know who the contact's name is, should we go do a tracking, or should we go to town first, try to figure that out, and then try to go after Boomy?
Yeah, I feel like the implication is the person. So who did you end up? You ended up marking just one of the scouts.
I marked one of the scouts.
Okay. So the implication is probably that
we know a little bit more about.
Yeah, the implication is that the random person that you saw for a sec was probably Boomy, but we don't have a mark on him.
Yes, there was a person up on the ridge. I could only see the silhouette briefly, and the scout pretended to know nothing. But does your friend here know where they would have rendezvoused after the thing, or if they were separated?
Did we ask him that before he runs off?
The thug that ran off wouldn't have really said anything. The thug that you guys still have there, you can still ask him questions. He's just a bit more grumbly because he wasn't given really the opportunity to escape. I assume you guys are going to take him back to be put in jail.
I would prefer that to murdering him in the woods.
Right. So he's just kind of just like he has loyalty with his gang still. As long as he makes it feel like he did not give anything up, he has the impression he's going to still live. So the green one is not going to give up any more information, and the purple one is gone. So any kind of like now, that's not to say you can't torture or anything like that, but Moody, without any implication of any more threatening measures, isn't going to say anything.
I could look. Rosemary kind of looks to the guy who's like running off into the woods, and then back to Moody, and I say, "If you tell us some information, you can go join your friend."
I'm not going to fall for that, lady, unless you can patch me up and let me rest for a couple of days. No, I think the better option for me is to keep my mouth shut.
Well, a couple of days is a long time, but I'll go over and do another medicine check to see what I can do to like help with him.
He truly just needs time to he needs time to rest. You know, you've patched him up well enough, but he was a lot more damaged than the other one. The other thug was fairly full health. This one's, a hit or two away from dying. His willpower has diminished a bit, and he knows, just like what the other thug said. If you talk, somebody's going to come and find you. So he's going to place his faith that, if he was captured and he didn't say anything, then nobody should kill him. So he's not willing to spill any more details regarding the gang, unless there was some increased tactics against him. Right now,
You just really want us to torture these guys, don't you?
No, I'm just saying you really aren't going to get very good information unless you try to threaten somebody to die.
Fair.
If there's no threat of death, I mean, they're still like, they're like, oh, I got beat up, I lost. Okay, I'm going to go to jail for a little bit, and I'll be out and whatever, and I'll be going my way, you know?
Valid.
But if you kill him, or attempt to kill him, that changes it up a bit. Although still, he'd kind of have to follow along in the same vein of thought as the purple thug and run off into the wilderness. And even if you patched him up a little bit, he's still not in very good shape. He kind of got he got moonbeamed and slid across the back and stabbed on each side. He has a lot of holes in him. But yeah, I mean, unless you guys are willing to increase your tactics against the green thug, at this time you've pretty much got all the information you've gotten from the thugs, and you can continue on back to Tourmaline if you wish.
So I'm gonna kind of default to the hunter at this point on whether it's worth trying to pursue this person or not. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna really. I guess I would say as a player, I'd probably lean more towards just bringing this guy back to town, because as far as spell slots go, I have no spell slots.
Yeah, I have one spell slot, and it's not going to do me a whole lot of good. And also, I don't think we're going to be the most stealthy or fast party, dragging a prisoner and or some wounded kobolds with us. And I don't want to leave them alone, because then they're going to die.
Yeah,
Do we
I don't
have a
wanna...
sled right now? Out of curiosity.
But also, if we do have a sled, we would have to bring it up this 30-foot wall.
No, you did not bring a sled with you when you went to the
Okay.
plan.
Alright, so Beta goes, you're right, as we are currently, we might as well not. It's really, for me, it comes down to a matter of what we want to invest time in. I mean, if we want to try and weed out this boomer character, that would be tracking is what we'd want to do. But if we are satisfied with bringing this evidence and prisoner back to the town of Tourmaline to turn over, then Bomy's not going to show his face in there likely at all again. So we can just kind of wash our hands of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I do want to at some point deal with the boomy problem, but we do have a party member who's on a pretty strict timeline. I want to make sure that doesn't fall to the wayside while we're chasing after gang members from, what was it, Neverwinter?
Yeah.
Then
we do also have 3, kobolds with us as well that we can't just probably leave.
Yeah. Beta goes ahead and he finds a couple of good branches on the trees and cuts small things and kind of lashes them together so that the injured kobolds and the prisoner can lay on them, just like little kind of sledge stretcher kind of things. And he will just prepare to drag them on the rest of the way home.
Rosemary will offer to help with the transport.
Okay, good. We're going to continue.
I'm going to wash all this blood off as best I can in the snow. And then I'm going to go over and just kind of start laying Vought out, see if I can get that arrow out of him, and just sort of like, I don't know, arrange him so he's not just like splayed out like, blah!
Well, it's just little kobold eyes.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna step away real quick for a bio break, but we're gonna shift you guys back to Tourmaline, which should be.
For reference, how late are we playing tonight? I'm just curious.
My goal was to go around 9 o'clock, just to have it stop whenever things just feel comfortable, but then have a hard stop probably around like 9:15 or 9:30. But I don't suspect we'll get too far into 9 o'clock, given that we
Sounds
kind
good.
of are back into the town and we can kind of stop whenever we want.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be step away real quick, and then we'll get ready for continuing on just for a little bit.
All right. Have fun. Don't fall in. I think that joke works less well with dudes.
I don't know. I think it's still funny. Holds up.
How
All
y'all
right. What
doing?
weird things can we say to the internet?
My
doing
baloney
good.
has a first name. It's oh wait, we might get copyright striked if I do that. Like an Oscar Mayer
Possibly.
Wiener song.
I've been playing fetch with my cat half the time that we've been playing.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, it's kind of a new development for her. It's just a little hair tie, but she just sprints after it like a crackhead.
It's so cute.
It is quite adorable. She's also like kind of sleepy, but um, she can't deny her bloodlust for the hair tie. So she'll like sprint after it and bring it back. Oh, I just pointed aggressively, and she thought I threw it, which I don't even have it. Um,
You did the fake out.
yeah, and but yeah, so she'll get like sleepy and droopy, and then I'll pick it up, and she'll immediately be like wired.
Yeah. Schrodinger is that way with his little mouse toy, which is kind of disintegrating, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do when it dies. Because he loves that thing and he plays fetch with it all the time. But like the stuffing is coming out and the squeaker is coming out. It has like a really weird mechanism. It's like a motion activated squeaker. A little electronic
Oh yeah,
box in there.
I've got a couple of those kind of things.
But yeah, he loves that thing.
They're great in that they make lots of noise without requiring batteries or anything, but they're terrible because they make lots of noise without requiring like batteries or anything.
Oh, yeah,
Therefore, they don't have an off switch.
Yeah, I need to hide it in the drawer when I go to bed. Otherwise, he will find it at 2 a.m. and start playing with it directly next to my bed.
Yeah, my cat will bring toys up into the bed, and I just have to take them and hide them in the drawer.
Yep.
My partner was reading a thread of people telling stories about their cats dropping their toys in the water bowl for various reasons, and one was saying that it's especially great when they do that when they then bring it into the bed in the middle of the night and drop it on their face soaking wet
God.
because they want to play.
Schrodinger has he will suckle on the blankets, which is kind of cute, and it helps him like settle down, I guess, at the end of the day. But the problem is it leaves big wet spots on the blankets. Because he just like his saliva soaks into it, I guess. And I'm just like, sir, I would like to go to bed and be able to roll over without landing my elbow directly in a spit spot.
Yeah.
He does the snurgling where he makes biscuits and then also like suckles on the blanket.
Okay, I am back.
Adorable. Also gross.
Excellent. Okay, are you ready?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
No, I'm kidding.
tough shit. Why is my... I think roll 20 in this adventure is not doing well. Something is going on with my roll 20. Probably
Roll 20 is dying.
because I have two roll 20s running off at once.
That would do it, probably.
That would do it because the one. Well, At the same time, the one that is going to the stream isn't really affected by anything. It's only the one that does not go to the stream that I see. That's the one that lags. But either way, the party now makes their way back to Tourmaline with a few extra compatriots in tow. As you guys make your way back, you have been following the blood trail of Trex, the kobold that was shot multiple times by, actually only one time, by the thugs that ambushed you. And unfortunately, you are not able to find the body of Trex, as it seems he went along the path and then disappeared. His trail stops right in the middle of the path.
Mary looks upward to see if there's I don't know, a bird went off with him.
Roll perception.
Perception 12.
12. You notice something flying in the
Vito
sky.
will help if
But nothing. Bitta, you may also roll or help. Your choice. Whoever has the better perception here.
I have a +4. What do you have, Bitte?
same.
Nice.
I'll just roll it.
Well,
So, still, you guys don't notice anything except there's a couple of there's silhouettes of birds or something in the air, but nothing. As you guys have gotten closer to Tourmaline, the fog has kind of lifted a little bit. You've come up in elevation as well, so it's just more of a natural. You've walked out of the fog than so much of it moved away from weather. It only took you about 15 to 20 more minutes from the ambush site to where you were. But now you find yourselves in Tourmaline with 3 kobolds, no Trex, and a thug in tow.
is there anyone there's probably not anyone waiting to meet us, but so we talked with the town speaker, yeah?
Yes, you talked to the town speaker.
He should be at the Blue Clam.
Yes.
Most likely, I believe.
Most likely. He has been spending some time there. However, you are aware that tonight you guys do have theater tickets as well. The theater being right down here, a little bit ways. Right there. And you know that Oris has a vested interest in a theater, so there's a very good chance he is either drinking at the Blue Clam or he is at the theater helping prepare or just overseeing or getting ready for the show, which will probably have a couple more hours. Most likely won't start until after sunset, and you guys are still in early afternoon.
Probably start at the Blue Clam and make our way around to the theater. Rosemary's gonna take up the rear so that people know that the kobolds are with us and not just trailing us.
Okay. You're the general the onlookers of the town of Tourmaline regard you with confusion, some with disgust as you see kobolds in tow, whereas a human is in chains with you, showing that you are showing a bit more compassion for the monsters than you are for those who share your DNA. However, you generally don't receive any, and nobody on the streets of Tourmaline try to stop you, confront you, or pay more mind. There are a few that look like they are in miner's gear, but none of them seem to show off that they are aware of who the thug is, of who Moody was truly. Although you suspect he was, he has said he was seen in town, so eventually you may find somebody who recognizes him. But going along the main road all the way along to the top of Tourmaline, through down to the coast until you hit, or to the lake, to the shoreline, then walking along that till you hit to the Blue Clam. You guys go along. Now, is your plan to take everybody to the Blue Clam?
Is there like a jail or something we can drop this guy off at?
Not really. Defense of the town, of towns in 10 Town are largely conducted by the speaker and the militia, the people themselves. Although, from your brief orientation video that you got back in Goodmead, you were aware that most speakers have a brig that they're supposed to keep available in the event they need to hold on to anybody of repute or infamy before they can be taken along to the larger cities, whether that's Targos or Bremen or I think those are the two largest cities here. So there's not really a jail or a sheriff or anybody here or a guards, town's guardsmen. It's all the people. But your assumption would be the town speaker hall might have a brig to keep the prisoner at.
So we just need to find the speaker first, which was already our goal.
Yeah. So yeah, continuing to the Blue Clam. So as you guys may remember, the Blue Clam is filled with many of the workers in the working class of Tourmaline. There are a couple of tables there seemingly reserved for the miners, and they, in fact, still sport a number of the miners that you had interacted with the night before, and the miner that Levi had punched in the face, now freshly bandaged, and who gives you an evil look as you enter into the Blue Clam with the kobolds and the thug in tow. Vernon, the Blue Clam's owner and tavern keep, whatever you want to call him, he does everything. Top shop, kind of looks to you all and shouts, "What are you doing with these kobolds in here? I don't have anything else to say except what are you doing with them? I've never actually had people walk into my tavern, my tavern with kobolds before, so kind of take me off."
Sorry, we're looking for the speaker.
Oh yeah, you kind of just missed him. He finished out his drinking for the day a bit early. He told me he was heading over to the theater, but he may or may not take a swing by his house to nap. Quite heavily sedated, if you know what I mean.
Cool. Thank you. We'll go check that out. I'll turn to the miner guy that one of us punched. I'm forgetting who exactly threw the punch.
Levi.
It was Levi, wasn't it? Yeah. I'll point at at the thug we have in chains, and I'm like, "Hey, this one of your guys?"
The miner looks at you wide-eyed, but only for a moment before he kind of just shakes his head. No, I don't know who that is. And he asks around the group, "Hey, have y'all ever seen this guy?" Yeah, he's in town. He's an outsider. Never really hung out with him though. Kind of a rough sort of individual, isn't he?
Well, just checking. Okay, have a good drink.
Was
Bye. Sorry.
Bye.
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 Okay. Yes. Anybody else want to have any interactions with the people there? But if your aim is to search for the speaker is in another castle, and so we must continue on.
Yeah, probably
Let's go drop the kobolds off in like our in room.
Okay.
Rather than walking around town and having to explain at every place we go to why we have kobolds with us.
Okay. So now when you want to bring it back to your in room, are you going to bring it back in the
Oh, we're smuggling them through the window. We're not going in through the front door.
All right, so you take a quick...
The same way we got bread and butter in there, we're just going to...
take a quick trek over to the east side, where you deposit your kobolds. Three, in fact, the three remaining kobolds, Grek, Zerk, and Small, into the window of your room. Your animals are all very excited as well. Now, do you drop Croissant as well?
Yeah, I'll give Croissant a kiss on his little baby head and say, "Go meet your brothers," and then I'm gonna put him through the window.
Punt him through the window.
Yeah, in the gentlest, most loving way possible.
Yeah, so you just deposit him in there as well, and so now your room, which typically usually sleeps maybe 4, if you guys doubled up on beds, now houses 4 dogs and 3
capybaras,
3 capybaras, and 3 kobolds. So it's quite crowded in there. But you close the window and you make your way back over. Now, are you heading to the theater or to the town hall to find the speaker?
Probably the town hall is on like the way to the theater-ish.
Not really, but you can make it on the way to the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, town hall we go. You guys arrive to the town hall. There is a secretary there as you enter to the town hall, who is just mindlessly kind of scribbling along on a notepad. A quick glance as you walk up shows that it is mindless scribbles. There is absolutely no content being written, except that he's just dragging his pen across the paper as he makes his way throughout his day.
Does anyone know Thieves Camp?
I believe our thief knows Thieves Camp. Del Nadre, do you know Thieves Camp?
Yeah, a little bit.
Can you not know Thieves Camp? Like, is there a way for a rogue not to know Thieves Camp?
Not
No.
technically.
No. But you're at birth, you're given the knowledge of Thieves Camp. That's it. You're just like, yeah, I'm gonna be a thief. And that's that. But yeah, no. You guys, as you guys walk up, the person continuing to scribble does not pay attention, seemingly oblivious to the fact that you opened and closed the door, and 5 heavily thudded footsteps approach. The entry hall of this speakers of the town hall is rather open. There's a bit of a hearth there in the middle, and you can see a couple of doors that go off to the south and to the north of the room. Or, I'm sorry, to the east and the north of the room. If you assume you approach from the south, to the west is just the wall, and so you kind of just there's 2 rooms off to the east, but the room you're in is rather large. It has a table, big hearth, benches along the sides. It's very much a meeting place right here, and it seems to be the speaker's residence is either through the back or in a different building itself. But yeah, the person that is there is not aware that you have arrived.
Is there like a bell or anything I can ding?
No. And any bell that you would have dinged would have been so close that just the fact of reaching for the bell would have made him aware of your presence.
It's not about like using the bell to make them aware. It's about dinging a bell.
I need to ding a bell, damn it.
Yeah. Is there a bell? If so, I will ding it.
Unfortunately, there is.
I gotta ding the thing.
I gotta ding the thing.
There is no bell to ding.
Sad. Then what is the point of playing D&D?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
I'm so sorry.
Wait.
I failed you all.
Del, do you have a burglar's kit?
Yes.
It comes with a bell.
It's true. I do have a bell in my inventory.
Alright, Del, would you like to ring a bell?
Yeah, okay, I'll pull out my little bell and I'll just kind of jingle, 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 jingle.
For whatever reason, the heavy footsteps didn't make this person aware, but the jingling of a bell kind of like they just shoot up real quick. Their quill just scratches across, making a line through their beautiful scribbles. And he just looks at me and he's like, "Oh, wow, you're not supposed to be here. The speaker is currently, taking a nap, but I'm supposed to say that he's indisposed of business."
Oh, okay, so he's here.
Yeah, yes.
Is he in the
He's
in the back here? And I'm just gonna pick a random door and start walking over, just like.
No, he's not
Is
there.
it this way?
No, okay. He's just back there. Just do whatever you want to do, and the person just goes back to scribbling.
All right. Head towards whatever door he motioned.
So he kind of motions to the northern door, which heads into that back building. If you look on the map, and you kind of open the door, and it looks like a little home. Pretty simple. The door to the bedroom off to the right is open, and there is a very loud snoring sound coming from that room. As Speaker Oris is asleep, sleeping off his mid-morning ritual of drinking, and also his mid-afternoon ritual of drinking. And
All right, let's all go surround the bed.
Don't forget the drinking at the lunchtime.
Yeah, it's very important.
Fairly certain this is an all the time drinking. It seems to be, so far we've met 3 speakers, and 2 of them have been heavy drinkers.
I think alcoholism just kind of runs with the whole speaker thing.
Yeah, technically we met 4.
Gonna have to keep an eye on Dale.
The 4th one.
I was gonna say, I feel like we've met more than 3 speakers.
Well, 4. So we met the one from Care Koenig. We met the one from
Mm-hmm.
Totem. We met the one from.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we met you, and
Yeah.
the dead one. I don't think we met another one other than that. We didn't really meet the speaker from Brown.
Lonelywood.
Oh yes. So yeah, 5 speakers if you include the dead one.
Well, I don't know much about his mannerisms. Did anyone talk about how much of a drinker he was?
No, nobody did.
All right, then cross him off the list.
They might just not want to speak ill of the dead.
Yeah, Granny Olivessa, however, she really did enjoy that Colombian candy. She likes her white afternoons.
You saying she does coke?
We're not saying that.
We're definitely not implying that the sugar cubes at her tea time afternoon poker game are sugar. We're not.
Christ.
I mean, I definitely smoked with some of those old people. She had the meeting of town elders at her house, and I mean, I was blazing it with at least one of the elders.
What else are they gonna do when they're old?
It's for my glaucoma, he says. Like, mine too.
Alright, but yeah, you guys have a sleeping speaker that you need to wake up.
Alright, everyone gather around the bed.
Yeah.
Come on, real close, real
looming
tight.
ominously. I'll see if I can get the guy that we have tied up to do it too.
Hang on, I've got a disguise kit here. I probably have some white powder. I'm gonna dust everyone's face and make us look all ghostly.
Okay, fair enough. Roll me your disguise kit. You probably have a proficiency here if you do or you don't.
I do.
Okay.
What form of stat would you like me to use?
You're trying to be ghostly, so I'd say intelligence. Maybe
That's the correct answer.
Maybe wisdom. All right, a 20.
Vita declines any face pallor.
All right. Well, you have.
You are
He's
naturally
pale.
pale, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So
He's naturally pale and he's got kind of like bony ridges on his face. So he's a little haunting already.
you all, including the thug, who for whatever reason is going along with this, are sufficiently.
He doesn't have a choice. He's restrained.
Is sufficiently ghostly, and you are all leaning over the speaker's bedroom or bed as you wait for him to wake up.
Rosemary will like clear her throat.
It does nothing. In fact, it's
Speaker Matthew.
Ebenezer!
I'm gonna jingle the bell.
I'm gonna like poke him with like, I don't know. I'm just gonna poke him.
I empty my water skin on his face.
Oh, shit. Oh, what the hell? Oh, God. What? Ah! 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 Ah!
Hello.
Speaker Matthew, your debt comes due.
Oh, God. What do you want? Just take it all. I don't care. Bankrupt the town. Just don't take me. Ah!
Wow.
See, now I'm feeling worse about siding with this guy.
What? What? Wait. Huh? What are y'all talking about siding with this guy? Wait, what is this? Huh? What?
Oh, hi. How are you doing?
Oh,
We did what you asked. Also, someone tried to kill us on the way home, so it's this guy here.
So what?
What was your name again?
His name is Moody, but the speaker kind of quickly interjects.
The speaker responds.
Speaker's like, his name is Moody, but that's beside the point.
Let me just.
His name is Moody. We went to school together. He's my second cousin. It's not important.
Let me get this straight. Okay, you. What? What? All I can say is what? What? Just what? What are you doing? What is this? What is all this? What is that? What is this here? Who is that guy? He points to the thug. What do you do? Did you do what you asked me to do? What?
We are
Yes,
the
yes,
adventurers
no, yes,
who came and
yes,
spoke
Moody.
to you. I am the one that you promised could take some rocks from your mine. These are kobolds, which are here
Stupid, the
because
kobolds
we've
are
resolved the kobold issue. Oh, all right.
They're not there.
This. Right, sorry, brain. The
Okay.
kobold
But if there were
situation
kobolds,
is
how
solved.
would you feel about it?
Solved, and actually they want to come live and work in Tourmaline, so they are hard workers. Much success there.
Okay.
You owe us 50 gold. Also, your miners were purposefully not solving it to try and force a special election and tried to back that up with attempted murder, and actually a successful murder partially.
Okay, I'm still a bit hungover here from like 20 minutes ago. So give me a moment here because you just laid a bunch on my lap. So let me just recount it.
Yeah,
real
no,
quick.
take your time.
You have some kobolds, but the kobolds weren't actually taking over the mine. And I owe you 50 gold. I don't think we've really discussed that. I do remember.
No, it was.
I do
clearly
remember
gone.
you getting the rocks. I think I'll inspect what you took if that's okay. He's just kind of like and 50 gold. I mean, not only that, like what is this stunt you pulled here? Like what is this? Are you a comedy troupe of adventurers?
I thought you liked theater.
Okay. I'll give you that. That was a good assumption to make. Fair enough. We'll set the trying to wake me up like a ghost aside. Still, let's go back to this. You brought some kobolds into my town, and you mentioned a bunch about murder and about my miners trying to usurp my power or lead to another.
The militia was purposely not solving the issue in an effort to force a special election so that you would be forced out.
He just kind of like he has like his hand like pressing his eyeball as he's trying to like work through like a migraine from drinking too much, and he's just that sounds like a lot of work. You know, were the miners successful?
The miners?
Were
In what?
you mean
have
is
you
there
had a special
currently a
election?
special election?
Oh, I was confused there. Maybe I thought that the thugs were having a special election. The miners were trying to kill people. Okay, so were the thugs successful? Did they kill anybody?
They
Yes.
killed
Did
what?
kill a couple of kobolds.
Yeah, but like people though.
And
And people, but we're not exactly sure of
somebody
their
else,
identities.
yes, they had mentioned that there were other people killed.
Were the
It-
people townspeople though? Do you know that?
Mostly sure they were on the road into town, and they said some. Well, I shouldn't be saying this. I didn't actually hear that part.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't even know if they knew. And I turned towards Moody. Were they townspeople?
Moody just kind of shrugs, and he's just like, "Oh, okay. So is this one of the thugs then?" Says the speaker.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Go back into the town hall. Second door on the right, closest to the entrance. That's our jail. Just throw him in, lock the door, and I guess throw some bread at him. I don't know. This is
All right,
a lot.
I'll
to
take
handle.
him.
Okay. So Dell, you're gonna take the guy over to the brig. He's gonna turn back to Rosemary and Bitte and Levi, and he's like, okay. I'm still not like. It's hard. Not only do I have a headache from my glaucoma, I also just cannot follow. You dumped everything. It's like you summed up 3 days worth of
I mean,
adventure in one sentence.
Sorry, you asked specifically like 17 questions at once, so I tried to give you as many answers as I could concisely.
Fair enough. It's just I forgot the first answer, a question I answered when I finished asking the whatever number I answered. But as you can tell, I'm still kind of drunk. I mean, hungover, right? Because I stopped drinking. Therefore, at that point, from then on, I'm hungover, right?
it depends on if you still feel the effects of the alcohol.
Right. It's not.
Do you want some help with that? I think I have something in here, and I'll pull out my medicine kit.
It's not like drunk driving or drunk speakering. If I'm already done drinking, then it's just hungover speakering, and there's not really much of a societal taboo to that.
Do you need to talk with someone? I think we might need to make like a society for the speakers, because there's been a lot of excessive alcohol usage amongst the speaker community, and I think it might be a bit of a problem.
It does come with the job, unfortunately, when you have to deal with people griping a lot. Alcohol is, well, it's a sweet escape, and I can throw my weight around to assist in my payments into Blue Claim.
I'm gonna reach forward and like pat him on the shoulder and say, "We're gonna work on getting you some better coping mechanisms, buddy."
Oh, well, I'm hoping the theater will be good, right? He kind of just like sits up a little bit more, and he's just like, "Okay, all right. What do you need from me then?"
We would like to secure some workers' contracts for our kobold friends.
Not gonna happen.
Okay, well, let's discuss that.
Okay. 1, I don't know where you come from, but kobold aren't people. 2, I don't know where you come from.
Kind of rude and kind of racist.
But
okay, go ahead.
But if what you said about the miners trying to call a special election, I can guarantee you I'm not going to be able to hold off against that if I give contracts to kobolds to work in any part of our city. He's still just like, the whole time he's just like rubbing his forehead, just trying to work his brain back into action. So, unless there's something else you have to tell me about how these kobolds are actually people.
I mean, they're loyal workers who all they want is a warm place to sleep, and you seem to have a problem right now in that the people who work in the mines don't want to work in the mines. So if you have a loyal and willing workforce, I don't see why that wouldn't help you to get things moving, as it were.
I see where you're coming from, but you have to remember here, this is no longer a labor issue. This is now a political issue, as you've brought up. One I was unaware of, not now until a moment ago. But if it's a political issue, giving jobs to outsiders is not the way to go. I don't know if you have spent any time in any sort of place of power. It doesn't seem like it, since your suggestion to me was so outlandish.
Though, if your current workforce refuses to work regardless because they don't want to, they want to force your hand, I don't, like, they're gonna be angry either way.
Right. But in one point, they're just angry to the point of trying to challenge me in a vote, which I can still win. In the other point, they're going to be angry to the point of mutiny or revolt, in which I don't think I could win. So I'm going to have to... I would rather try my luck at a special election than to give these kobolds a job. And I know... I don't know these kobolds. You seem to have interacted with them enough to learn their names, which is amazing to me that you would do that. But still...
And if you'd like to meet them, we can arrange that.
No,
you can talk with them yourself.
No, truly, unless we could meet in some back alley where nobody else would see me meeting with them, that would be very against my election, which I now have to, or my campaign, I should say, which I guess I now am campaigning.
We could probably make that happen. I look to my friends like, we can make that happen, right, guys?
I'm afraid of what you guys can make happen, honestly. You know? Let's go with this. How about this? How about let's deal with these miners. You said this thug is connected to the miners. How?
He was with a representative of theirs when we first exited the mine, and he was later at the attack, the ambush, keeping well away from the action.
So you saw this person outside the mine, and you saw them in the attack. That's a good, clear connection there.
Yes.
Okay. And so if we had a because we're gonna have to do something, right? We're gonna have to send the thug to Bremen. There'll be a trial, most likely. If he makes it to Bremen alive, people are really up in arms. They might just kill him. So if he does, you'd be willing to testify that you saw this contact the thug had mentioned both at the mine and at the attack, therefore connecting him to the miners. That way I can use this, because I mean, what you're saying here, you're basically telling me I got miners here that, yeah, sure, they want to throw me out of power. That's not news to me. But to actively attack members and people who I put on quests and who fall under my purview, that's a step above. This is getting into real shit here, right?
Sorry, we need to go to trial?
I mean, like I said, it probably won't come to that. He will probably die beforehand. It's just me speaking realism here. Is he really going to make it to Bremen? Probably not. If there's some kind of thing going on here, who knows what could happen. I'm not responsible with the protection. Bremen probably has lots on their plate. A trial over a potential election? I just feel like this probably will most likely be swept under the rug. And hopefully I won't have to deal with it myself, but I will if it becomes too much of an issue to me. No. What I'm asking here is, to Bitte here, I just want to make sure, because if he's sure, then we will make steps against the miners here. I can call them out, make them pariahs of our community. But I'm not going to do that unless I'm absolutely sure, because that will bite me in the ass so hard.
Well, in fairness, just because I saw this person, just because I know this person was with one of your miners and was later with the people attacking us, does not necessarily mean that your miner was not distanced for plausible deniability between our contact and the ambush. Like, kind of a go ahead and you don't really know what's going to happen sort of thing. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Is
so
plausible deniability will come and bite me in the ass. No, no, no. It
but
sounds
you
like
can clearly say, even if you're not pursuing specific things, you can clearly say if he if he is if you find yourself in a political debate with this individual specifically, oh, by the way, weren't you associating with a known criminal and attempted mass murderer
that's a good point.
that got you cold cocked in the face like a little bitch, and then you've undermined him on two fronts.
Well, ugh, I'm still
Not
just,
our first special election, you could say.
I'm still just waking up here, and he kind of just gets up. Now he's finally getting up from the bed, and he's just like, "All right, let me get up. 40 gold we agreed on, right?" And he walks over and he grabs a little pouch. He walks over to Bitte. Think with your sizable haul of geodes and gems, he plops a little packet of gold, a little pouch of gold in your hand. That I think 40 gold will be enough, especially considering it seems like you've given me much more of a headache than I expected.
I missed the
Beta
session when
grabs
we
the
were.
pouch and holds.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say he grabs the pouch and then holds out his other hand and goes, and then 10 brings us to your advertised total.
Pretty
I'm
sure.
sorry, this was the agreed upon deal.
Speaker Oris just kind of is like, you know, fine, fine, fine.
People like a speaker who keeps their deals.
Yeah, but the speaker who keeps his deals isn't really a speaker for very long. And he kind of mutters a little bit, grabs another pouch, grabs some coins rather, and puts it into your pouch. He's like, there, 10 gold, 50 gold. You got what you got. Don't go into our mine again under
Supervised.
exactly. She knows the deal.
Personal?
Unsupervised. And so yeah. So I guess come with me. Let's go talk to this thug. See if we can get him to name names on some miners. And he walks with you guys over to where Dale has put the thug in the brig. Dale, when you were throwing the thug in the brig, what was your kind of your plan there?
I put him in the brig.
Were you going to have some extra words with him, or were you just
No.
strictly bringing him to the
No.
brig? And after
Yeah, I'm literally just bringing him to the brig. Are there any other doors here?
there are on that side of the wall, there is one door that's the brig, which the guy pointed to, and then went back to his scribbling, and then there's another door to the left.
I'm going to deposit the guy and I'm going to go and check out that door.
Okay. It's locked.
Is it though?
I don't know. Depends on how.
I know, I'm checking. Hold on.
It depends on how your roll is, I suppose.
I don't have expertise on these yet.
16. It's not, actually.
All right.
It turns out it was quite open the whole time.
That's cool. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping for. I'm gonna head inside.
All right. Inside you find a quite well stocked storeroom. It seems to be not a storeroom of like general supplies, but perhaps a storeroom of objects confiscated from people who were thrown in the brig. Because, and you only make that assumption because of just how widely varying the objects are. You have books of diaries to maps of areas around Tourmaline to small little geodes and gems to a wide array of assortments of weapons. You have stacks and boxes of papers, and lots of other stuff as you just kind of piled up in crates in there.
Interesting. Are there any other doors, like maybe one that leads to, I don't know, like the speaker's office or something?
No, that would be back in the speaker's home, and where you
Okay,
are
dang it.
is back in the town hall, which is
Right.
off there. So now you could go that way, as the other party is going towards the thug. Is you can just pass them along and be like, "Hey, I forgot something in here." But otherwise, no.
I'm going to, I guess, do a quick once over on the confiscation room and see if there's anything that immediately jumps out as being
All right. Roll me investigation.
worth looking at. I can't believe you've made me roll. Ah!
You kind of you start to get into it before you begin to hear the speaker's loud voice talk about wanting to move towards the thug. The only thing you're able to grab based on looking at everything is you probably find some information, whether or not it's useful or not, from from letters. And so you just grab a big handful of letters, probably about 20 or so, and shove them in your pack before you step out. You are able to close the door just in
Hang
time.
on.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, if I hear them coming, I'm gonna do my best to try and gauge it, like time it so that if they go into the brig to interrogate the prisoner, I'm gonna try and go past back to the speaker's house.
Okay.
See if I want to try and find his office. I want to look at like letters and stuff from him and try and figure out if he's, just bad at his job because he's a drunk, or if he's like actively involved with anything I would care about.
Okay, fair enough. Roll me stealth, and the only people who are going to notice are your compatriots. And so perception from Rachel and Carson, from Rosemary and
Oof. Why you roll so high? Ha ha!
God.
Okay, so
Beat it, be cool.
So Rosemary is fine. Now, Bite, you're the last. Let's say you're the last person to walk into the room. So as you were like getting ready to close the door, you hear the room to your right open up. You kind of like keep the door open a little bit, enough that you see Dell. Now, how do you react? You've seen Dell. Dell is walking away. Dell, you're not aware that Bite is looking at you. You're kind of like, you thought you were good. You're making your way around. You are perfectly fine. Now Bite is just kind of like, he was getting ready to close the door. He heard something, so he opened it up and he sees you walking away. Bite, how do you react?
Lisa just looks squarely at him, straight face, and then just kind of sighs and shakes his head a little. And that's about it. It's just like, it has been a long day, and I've had to put up with too much bullshit from too many people with weird priorities.
All right. Well, you pay no attention to Del Nadre. Close the door. Well, not pay no attention. You agree.
Ignore me.
You ignore Del Nadre and whatever he is doing. You close the door, and that is where we're going to end the session, with the speaker and the party about to enter interrogation number 2 on this thug, and Del Nadre sneaking around the town hall into the speaker's residence to see if he can uncover any sort of nefarious interactions with the speaker and anybody you guys have dealt with recently. As you guys have, it's kind of interesting. You've dealt a lot with some of the aspects of the political intrigue of 10 Towns, but you've not largely ignored. You have largely avoided the overall problems of 10 Towns. So I'm very interested to see how this is all going to play out going forward.
Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden, more like Icewind Dale. Who's the president?
We don't even get to level 11. You guys just stay level 4, but you've taken control of all of 10 towns. It's become a town builder sim. You're working with local unions and creating new rules, and all of a sudden 10 towns invades the rest of Faerun, and that becomes our campaign.
A bunch of like wizened veteran DMs sitting around in their like DM only bar telling stories. So how did your party end up making out in Rime of the Frostmaiden? Oh, half of them died in the final encounter, but the ones that did make it out, it was amazing. It was heartfelt, it was tear jerking, it was great. It's like, yeah, mine ended up, everyone made it through alive, but it felt kind of bad because they didn't care about the situation. Corey's just like, my group never even made it out of 10 towns. You're like, oh no, they TPK? Like what level? No. They spent the entire campaign bettering the area. They've cut the crime rate down to 0. Poverty is down. The job
they built
rate
up the infrastructure to deal with the enhanced
eradicated.
Goodness. All right, everybody. Well, everybody's a mimic. We are an actual play 5th edition D&D webcast playing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden, aka political intrigue.
Kinda.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
We are currently on session 14. We just finished up level 4 with the group, and they are right now on the eve of getting out into Icewind Dale. In our next couple of sessions, we're going to see them tackle problems on the icy tundra. Will we go and visit Bitte's family? Will we go and visit the old hermit that's out in the middle of the tundra underneath the cairn that might be able to help Levi? Will we continue to bring more kobolds, Verbeeg, and other creatures of the icy tundras? Man, I've said tundra 3 times. Of the Icewind Dale into Goodmead and forever turn that town into a humanoid town, into a monster town. Who knows?
There you go.
But
the Goodmead River asks.
But we will know next time that we meet, whenever that is. Thank you all for watching, and if you're listening to us on YouTube, we do thank you for spending the time to listen to us. If you were looking for more information on our project or on our group, you can find it at Everybody's a Frostmaiden. Everybody's a mimic.wordpress.com, where you can find some slightly outdated information, but it's still good to go on the characters and the backstories of our players. Otherwise, my name is Corey. I'm your dungeon master. I was joined tonight by Bitte, played
Carson.
Carson. Yeah, exactly. And Del Nadre, played by
Blake.
And finally, Rosemary, played by
Ray.
Yeah, and we were not joined by our 4th player, Ben, who plays Levi. But we hope that you guys will be here with us next time, whenever that is. Enjoy your... it's kind of hard to say evening.
Whatever day this is in the far-flung future.
Exactly. Hopefully the giant crabs have not taken over. Trump isn't on his 3rd presidency. Yeah.
What a dark world you've consigned us all to.
Exactly.
Not just 2, but 3.
You've spoken it into existence.
Christ.
Goodness. All right.
Uh,
Bye, everybody.